man, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the 20-time champion, the 2-time world champion, a legend to the Call of Duty scene, Patrick Price, aka Iggs. And then we're also joined by another staple to the Call of Duty scene, another world champion. Give it up for Chris Duarte, aka Parasite. Gentlemen, how we doing today?
Doing absolutely fantastic, Tom.
Love that.
Yeah, just another day working on X Defiant. No insider sessions this week, so just, you know, a busy Friday, getting stuff done, being productive, watching some CDL games. Nothing changed for me. What about you?
Yeah, I was watching games, taking notes, just getting ready for the show. I had a watch party today. Got a lot of energy in here today, Pat. A lot of energy. These guys are moving. They're absolutely moving. I know you've been working hard, man, during the week. I know it's tough. You know, got a lot of stuff to do. So you keep working on that X Defiant. I'm still looking to play that game. So you got to let me know when that thing fucking drops. You know what I'm saying? And then we got Chris. Man, Chris, what's happening with you, boss?
Today, I had a long day. Well, I had a long weekend start to the week, I guess, because Lost Ark is a game I play on my free time, and they just recently dropped the patch, and they had a raid come out. So I was sitting there raiding, and for anybody in the chat that plays MMOs,
you nerd bastard.
When an MMO raid comes out, you sit there and you wipe and you die for like 14 hours. So yesterday was a long day, but yeah, it's just a good weekend for Call of Duty and for gaming in general for me. So I'm pretty happy about
Chris. I like that. And we also got a couple special guests today. We got the superstar and the analyst desk.
Am I right?
Oh, come on, Pat. You didn't have to do that, Pat. But ladies and gentlemen, we got a superstar from the analyst desk. Give it up for Allie Cash. She's been doing a great job. Allie, what's going on?
Hi, it's going. I got a new car and then was
I saw that. You did get a new car, but let everybody know what car you got.
It's a 2022 GR Supra.
Nice.
It is only the 2.0 though, sue me.
Nice.
But
no, you don't need that. That's awesome. That's awesome for sure.
I don't know shit about cars, but that sounds lit.
No,
Let's go.
I saw a picture of it.
Hot.
Somebody posted a picture of it. I don't know who it was, but somebody posted a picture of it, and I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was a pretty cool car. How you liking the analyst desk? This is your first year on the desk, right?
yes, I love it. It's awesome. Love Call of Duty.
Yeah, I feel you guys have been doing a great job. I'm a big fan of the desk this year. I feel like there's a lot of personality on the desk, so it's just really fun to watch. So you've been doing a great job, and thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Hey, Allie, you look great up there, by the way.
Oh, here goes Tony. We also got Tony.
She looks good up there.
It's good gas. It's good gas,
Let me just say I have a
Hey,
2011.
Tony, and you look good on the main stage, by the way.
Everybody's looking good.
Thank you, Chris. Let me just say, since we're talking cars, I rock a 2011 pre-owned Honda Accord Coupe. 105,000 miles on that motherfucker.
Damn,
105,000. 17 years old.
Man. Tony,
So
I drove the same car,
unreliable.
Tony. You know that, right? I drove the same
Dude,
car.
the Honda
for
Accord
10
is a
years.
good car, man.
It's a great
I don't care
car.
who hates on it. It's a good car, man.
Bro, no, Hondas make really good cars because they don't break down. Like, the way they're made, like, Hondas are good. And they're good on gas. The gas mileage, phenomenal. Phenomenal stuff on the Hondas, man. If you guys want to get a car, go get yourself a Honda. They're doing good shit over there. Tony, welcome to the show. I was going to introduce you, too, but you kind of just fucking introduce yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Let's do this. Tommy!
Tony boy! What's going on, Tony?
What's going on, ZooMAFia? Pat,
It's a pleasure.
Allie,
It's a
Chris,
pleasure, man.
I got one request, Pat. Can we see that fucking haircut?
Nah, I never got a
Haven't got
haircut
one
yet.
yet.
Dude,
Still? Wait.
It's been months. It's been fucking months.
your barber's going to be infuriated when you walk into
Pat's
the barbershop.
Pat's hairline is a reverse sweep exclusive. We have like a thing going on over there where if we reach a certain goal, he's gonna take his hat off. So.
Oh shit.
Dude,
Yeah.
Tony, I'm back in North Carolina, bro. There's no barber to cheat on anymore.
Man.
Yeah.
Yo, we should go to Punta Cana, Pat.
I'm down.
Wait, that was a dude. Think about how long ago that was.
5
Was it
years ago, bro. 5 years ago.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Hey, Pat,
Yeah,
we
well,
might need...
Well, no, I mean you had a good time. I was struggling for a little bit, but
Pat,
you
know
had
what we
a
need to
bad
do,
time
Pat?
After the fact. What's good?
We might need to get you a flank hat, a little hat, a little cap with a
we do
flank
need to do
logo
that,
on it. That would
yeah.
be fire. If we get you a little flank hat, we might need to do that. You know?
I'll rock that.
Yo,
Hell yeah.
and Zinni, speaking of potential trips, we might have a potential trip going on for our host over here very soon. Like all of us, I think might be going to,
maybe.
we might.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a
I
maybe.
know.
It's a maybe.
I already know what you're talking about, and
Yeah,
I really hope that's true.
We're trying to make a little trip to one of the events.
I'll make a little special appearance if I'm invited, of course.
We're trying.
Of course. I think one of the events that I definitely want to try and get us down to is the New York event. That's the event I wanted to get Pat and Chris and all of us down there. I got to call my guys over at New York, man. I got to call Farzam. I got to call some of these guys. Maybe we can hook something up. Maybe they can hook us up and get us a nice little place to go live and do an IRL show. I think that'll be pretty cool. So we'll try and get that done. And then I might go for the Toronto event. I might go to Toronto and go stream out of the FaZe offices. because Toronto, we got a phase office in
Yeah,
Toronto.
it's right around the corner from
around the corner. Seabass texted me and he was like, yo, man, if you want to do your watch parties and your flanks right from here, you're more than welcome to come through to Toronto and do it over there. So I was like, you know what?
Toronto's incredible.
I might need to. I mean, that's an offer that I don't know I can refuse. You know what I'm talking about? So I might have to do that. But listen, man, we got a lot of matches today. We had 3 matches. A lot of interesting shit went down in these matches, man. So I want to hop right into it. We're going to switch on over. Let's get it going. London Royal Ravens going up against the Boston Breach. You got Tony in the call right now. Gav Hardpoint, Berlin S&D, Berlin Control, Tuscan Hardpoint, Desert Siege S&D, Pat, Chris, and Tony and Ali, since you guys are in here. Any thought process on the vetoes? Anything that caught your eye? Anything at all?
I think the vetoes were probably as good as I was gonna see them go. I think these guys have a very similar map pool, and I mean it showed. There were some close moments in this series. So both teams, I think they had a pretty even fight here with the vetoes.
What about you, Pat? Anything to eye or anything at all?
Not other than the fact that if they didn't get full sell, London would have had their absolute way with Mr. Tony and the boys.
Oh man,
I agree with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually think that the full sale completely swapped the momentum 100%. And we're going to get to the full sale. But right now, let's talk about the first map. Afro comes out 10-2. Tony, he's shitting on you. What's going on?
No. Hold on. Ali, as the analyst in the call, thoughts on the vetoes?
Thoughts on the vetoes? No, I thought Boston won vetoes for sure, especially not putting a Gav control in the situation and testing your luck on Berlin. I 100% think that went in y'all's favor. The only toss-up really was maybe the Tuscan hardpoint because London's 6-4 on it and you guys are 3-5, but obviously we all know how that went.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they necessarily won the vetoes. I think it was a very even vetoes. And I mean, like you could tell in the match, the maps were close. Granted, one team got not reverse sweep, but fucking full sailed. Oh my god.
Yep.
No, I mean, I will say this first map, I think we lost to ourselves. Like we scrimmed this versus New York like right before our match, and New York beat us in the match, so I have no problem saying that we played incredibly well. We've been playing pretty well in scrims in general, and then this map is not the most forgiving map, like especially versus a team like London. Like this is a team that's always going to rotate at like 40 seconds and just be like that thorn in your side.
Yep.
If you don't have spawns in this map and you're constantly getting flipped, it's sort of hard to get anything going in the slaying department. And honestly, I think they just outplayed us in this map. So this was fucking frustrating as a player.
Except for right here, Tony. Did you see this?
What?
You guys got blessed here. You guys got super blessed.
Wait, what is this?
Well, London trolled here. They didn't block the back. Everybody in the during the watch party was spamming saying shit spawns. This wasn't shit spawns though. This makes complete sense. Nobody's even on. London's not even sitting on the next hill.
Yeah, that was bad play.
You're not even there.
Yeah.
They're not even on the hill. That's what I'm saying. I was mind blown that nobody was even near the point. You know,
they had to have known.
I didn't understand what you said too. You said you lost to yourselves, but then you got outplayed. Like, which one was it? Because from my perspective, they just had their absolute way with you, start to finish on this map.
Thank you, Pat, for your analytical expertise. No, I mean, like we just didn't play it how we practice. I mean, it's two-sided. Like most of the time, when a team loses or whatever it may be, it's like a mixture of both throwing and the other team playing well. So I don't want to discredit them, but it's like we completely, like, I don't want to go too in depth, obviously, because I'm playing against Lair tomorrow. I need to fucking have my way with him, but we just didn't really play how we were supposed to, and it bit us in the ass.
This hill is the only hill y'all had map control the whole game, was when you got this P4 spawn trap in front. Like the rest of the map, like Boston just had absolutely no map control.
Yeah, they were getting shit on.
We had opportunities to get map control, and then we just sort of like we would get naded and we would be out of position. Like I'll use
tacticals are a big thing in this game, Tony. Like,
huge.
Being able to team nade and throw your tags together and coordinating nades is so important.
Yeah, I mean, it's also, the game is like, for example, if you hit someone with a nade and then you hit someone with a stun, they start auto-regenning. So it's like trying to coordinate nades without hitting them with stuns at the same time so they don't regen. But, yeah, we just found ourselves in a few shit positions. And they're obviously good at this map too, right? Obviously, this map got through because they're also a strong Gav team. I think us and London are both like two really strong Gav teams. So if we were to play this map 10 times, it'd probably be 5-5 or 6-4. Or it'd be something close. It wouldn't be.
That's why I said it was a very even split with the vetoes, especially this first map. Like you guys are both good at it, but the one thing I will like say is if you look at London in general, they have a 3 AR like team, like potentially. I know Nasty can use an AR very well, but with Harry and Zero being like way more comfortable on an AR and like the slower maps. I think like playing them on this map is probably not the best idea. I know you guys are good at it, but just in general for teams. But I mean, Nasty, he's one of their high impact players, and he hasn't really had too many like good maps like for a while now, and I think he had himself a map this series, and that probably propelled him to be able to beat you guys on it, because he's been one of the players that has definitely needed to step up on this London lineup to get them a little more competitive.
Yeah, I mean, real quick, I don't want me and you to keep fucking spamming.
No, go ahead, Tony. This is a talk show. We talk on this show.
If you look at the rosters, right, like they're kind of similar, whereas like if our ARs are slaying, Nero is going to be up in your face finessing you and doing his thing. The same goes for Afro. Like this is one of his stronger maps, and he's obviously like an aggressive SMG. And I feel like just both like team dynamics are sort of similar, right? Like whatever team is frying, their SMG is going to be up in your face, spawn trapping you. And I mean, they just simply had their way this map, and then next map was a gift from God, is what I call it.
Well, listen, London. Oh, go ahead, Pat. I was just gonna say London had a great listening, and they started shitting on Boston from this point on. So I want to go on board with the listening and see how they sound. But Pat, go ahead before I start.
Let's get into listen. I was just gonna say, I feel like on your guys' team though, Capsule is usually the one that does struggle on this map. So it was kind of interesting that you guys wanted to play this versus a team that's going to be more AR heavy than usual for them. But
I mean, I would disagree. I think Cap is honestly, like every time we've won this map, I think Cap has done his thing. Granted, being an SMG on this map is not the easiest role when you don't have control. I mean,
yeah, it's very difficult.
It's like I definitely feel for him in the sense that like if lanes aren't clear, and honestly, like the way I'll describe it is this: as the year progresses, and like stage 2 was what, over a month ago? Like it's been a while since stage 2. A lot of teams have improved, whether it be like roster changes or just going back to the lab and improving. So it's like competition's at its highest. And like before, you'd see like a lot of like super individual type takeovers, and now I feel like it's like completely disciplined team type play. And maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like as the year progresses and every team gets better and better, it's just going to become more like that, right? Like it's going to become a team game. And I mean, it's not easy for Capsule to go do his thing and with the sub on this map.
Oh, it wasn't a hit at him. It was just more of a him on this specific map.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult map to run a sub, and I think, Tony, what you're saying is true. I mean, you need map control. You need to have control of the map for the subs to put themselves in positions where they can get kills. Because if you're trying to break all the time on Gav with a sub, it's not pretty. So let's get into the listening. I want you guys to pay close attention to Trey Zero, man. Zero was the route man in this map. He was making a lot of good plays, and I was definitely hearing him the most in this listening. So let's tune in and see how the London boys were talking. Let's go.
Pressure that.
Okay.
Pressure that.
Listen, I think it's how we hang on the rope. Just get to new with me.
Yeah, get time. What do I need to get? Oh, I'm naming you. No.
Red tank P1 straight away.
P1 already. I think he's seen you go low. I think you're missing.
He went low.
Missing low. Low, I'm missing method still. Low, weak.
I'm getting through. Give me a second. Can you give me a second? I'm pinching.
Have me cut.
Yeah. I've pinched deep. Give me a second, please.
Nice.
Cap dead.
Close dead.
Me cut near a week. Me cut.
Great play from Trey.
Make sure we get this 20, okay? Make sure we get this 20.
That's GG basically.
Yep, he just won them the game.
Missing all the nades. Just
I'm
wrapping back.
All right, so that's going to do it for the listening. Allie, we'll go to you. What did you think about the comms and the play from Trey?
No, I think it was great. That was actually one of like the only plays from this map that I had starred in my notes. Was Zero flanking deep beach P1 to flip Boston out with 25 seconds left on P3. Yep. It was just kind of like the solidify thing. A crazy stat about P4 for Boston is they actually, if they win that rotation, have an 100% hold rate on it. So it's like impossible to break them when it comes to P4. So the fact that London got this early and got the flip out, like it was just game over.
This is a hard hill to break. Yeah, it's a good stat. This hard point is so, I feel like the only time you really break is if you're hitting tags. If you hit some tags and hit some nades, and
if you don't get a nade kill, you're fucked.
Yeah, like it's so hard to get in there, or at least get them weak. Like you have to throw tags. You have to get them weak, and you have to back them down.
That like back left like vine lane, like we call it vines, is just so like you can't really nade anybody back there. So even if you nade someone off point, you kind of have to like double chow that guy, and then you're getting cross-fired from either like beach or like back point. It's just a hard hill to break. Like
yeah, to your credit, you guys did manage to get in there a little bit, but like I said, like once you're able to like string like that hill with the treehouse hill is what I like to call it. It's pretty much chalked. Like that's like game over.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean Trey's play is probably like one of like the best plays you can make on that map in general. Like I try making that play a lot. A lot of people do. It's just like it's such a hard play to counter because like you usually expect them to like pinch ring steps and like it's so hard to hold like the deep pinch as well as the ring steps pinch. So it's a heads up play. It's one of those things where it's like you got to pick it up, but it's also hard to pick up. So
Yeah, the what I think allowed the London to be able to make that play though is Afro had like pressure up towards the front of the ring, and London just in general had like pressure front ring. So like that just made it so you guys spawn deep beach, but it just made it so going around was a lot harder because you guys had to get your ring control. Like if you guys didn't have to fight for ring control, he probably doesn't make that play because he doesn't have the room for it. So they just basically out rotated you guys, and were easily prepared to be able to like funnel you guys into a lane and just make a play on you.
Yep, let's take a look at the final scoreboard. He had Nasty 30 and 21. Chris, you said you wanted to see him step up. I thought he had a great map, so good plays out of him. The whole team from London positive, except for Harry. He's even, just really good job. And then on the other side, it just seemed like that Boston really struggled in the slaying department. Nero only one positive, but that's what's going to happen when you don't have any map control. Let's get into the map number 2. This is where shit really hit the fucking fan. I'm not sure what happened with London here. And Allie's laughing. I mean, Allie, I'll let you kick it off. What were your thoughts on the whole map? I mean, we'll just kick it off.
The first 4 rounds, London got first blood. I mean, Boston was just getting caught out of position like time and time again. Like literally somebody would just get picked, and like that was just kind of the round, it felt like, which is insane because Boston is actually 8-2 in this map heading into it, so it should have kind of been like a gimme. But when it started, like when the full sale started, what's insane about it is that their highest win percentage when it comes to offense is in a neutral retake, which means they kind of just play for that first blood. And then Boston started to get every single first blood following up to the full sale.
Yep. No, Boston, I feel like Boston did a good job just adapting. I heard Nero talking about it a little bit in the interview, but kind of just maybe slowing it down a little bit, Tony, maybe playing for picks and trying to work the map a little bit. Nero was talking about how you guys felt like you were getting blind countered early off the rip. That you got.
I mean, there's a lot of odd on us on this map, and they took advantage of it a little bit. I think overall, like Vanguard as a whole, like Vanguard search comes down to like first bloods, and once you get a first blood, like you can pretty much predict where all your opponents are. Like for example, like on offense in this map, you can sort of watch the A cross, right? So you know, okay, there's gonna be 2 people A, 1 fire, 1 B, or 2A, 2B, right? Like it's pretty easy to figure out how teams are playing it. And they were getting picks. We were also just playing like poor, right? Like giving teams first bloods on this map on your defenses is not ideal. So we were just playing like shit, honestly. And then, I mean, a full sale is sort of one of those like once in a blue moon crazy type maps. Like I don't think we deserved to win this map necessarily. Like we were being completely outplayed, and then they couldn't win 1 out of 6 rounds. So it's like, it's hard for me to. I mean, we started playing better, but at the same time, it's like it's a throw from them. Like if you're up 5-0, you lose the map, it's on you.
Yeah. No, 100%. I don't know what it is, and Chris and Pat, I kind of want to ask you guys. How many full sales have we seen in Vanguard? I feel like people either get close to full selling, and we've already seen, what,
3,
a couple? 2 or 3? How many have we seen so far? I feel like,
it's 3, right? Or
what
one?
is it?
No, I think there's 3 in the
2.
CDL as a whole. Like
There's definitely been a couple recently.
no,
like,
there's been 3 overall
There's been
throughout the
2 in the
entire
last 2
CDL.
weeks, but there was one that was really close in the beginning, right? I don't think it happened, but it was like really close. It was wasn't it?
There's been a lot of them. Yeah, LATs. I mean, LATs actually got full sales.
Yeah,
Either way,
there was one on Bow Cage where they were almost.
Either way, I think just this game in general. What we've already talked about this game. We've had a lot to say about Vanguard with skill gap and stuff like that. But in general, just the way the game plays. I feel like a lot of S&Ds are close. I really feel like just the rounds, even the rounds, like I rarely feel like you just get like a clean like 4 dead S&D round where like people are. Sometimes it's very rare though. I feel like and I feel like a lot of these rounds come down to like 1v1s, 2v2s. Like they come down to very, very close scenarios, and that's why like I really don't ever rule out a full sale. Like as much as you want to say it's like, oh, you're up this much rounds, like every round is its own separate round, and like it can go either way. Like you're never truly out of a game until the score line hits 6. So I mean, I feel like it's very hard to do to full sale team. Like it's never out of the question, and especially in a game like this where a lot of the rounds in general, just because of the way the maps are designed, the bombs are, they can go either way a lot of the time, and you see it. There's a lot of like really close rounds in this game that come down to very, very like little shit.
What do you think, Pat? You think it's the game? You agree with Chris?
I mean, yeah, but honestly, I mean,
It might be the maps. It might be the maps.
Yeah, I think it's more the maps. But also, Breach converted on 5 of 5 of their first bloods when they got them, and I think that was kind of the difference maker of when they started getting first bloods. Like it just turned the tide, right? Like the first 5 rounds they were getting smoked,
Yeah,
and then they started actually getting some first bloods. But to your point on the full sales, I mean, I feel like it's just, I don't know. I think the maps are the biggest thing, just because there's so many ways you can die. Like there's so many different angles in, I guess nowadays in maps than there used to be in the past. So
yeah.
Especially.
I definitely think London needs to close this out, though. I mean, you're up 5-0. A full sale is unacceptable. Like that should never happen, realistically.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
like, I mean, like I was saying, every round's their own separate round, and like especially if you look at a map like Berlin, this map, like the bombs are really spread, so like you can kind of just almost get unlucky with like how you spread the map some rounds, and it can happen multiple rounds, and all of a sudden, like boom, you're just it's like it's over.
Why even spread though? You're up 5-0. Like you got 5 rounds that you could literally just quad hit every single round. One of them is bound to win.
I mean, I didn't like this round. I mean, look at the 5-2 round from London. They need 1 round to close it out, and they're 4 hitting mid on an offense. Look where they dropped the bomb.
It was horse shit. Watch it again.
Listen, I didn't say
they
mid.
dropped the bomb right outside of fire, you know, and it's like, man, you just need 1 round. Why pull a strat like that? Just stick to your bread and butters and try and close out the game.
I think they're trying too hard.
Yeah, horse shit.
I think they're trying too hard here.
Smoked.
Yeah, horse shit.
Definitely
40 best gun in the game.
I think they're fried right there for that play in general. But just
me too.
Like, bro, in a map where you can basically see how many people cross to a bomb site consistently, offenses are definitely a lot easier to win. Like, so they should definitely have an easier time winning offensive rounds, as well as the defensive rounds, because you can kind of manipulate information the same way.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. They started getting fucking pieced. Nero popped like two pieces. So like in the 4-5 round, we had a 3v4. Cap actually had a glide bomb and got blooded, which was catastrophic. I started shitting myself, thinking we're fucked.
He played a very weird spot, by the way, when he got blooded. I wasn't sure about that one.
I don't know exactly where he played, but
we'll check it out. I'll show you.
We had a 3v4. Nero hits through secret. He finds a crazy 2-piece somehow, saves the round, and then 5-5 also. I think there was a miscommunication. So just so we're on the same page, I don't want to like skip ahead, but 5-5, we obviously had a glide bomb. Both of their players in B had cold-blooded, so we had no idea they were in there. We just said 2 players had cold-blooded, and then 2 were in fire.
Is that a shock to you, Allie? Is that surprise?
That's actually insane.
Yeah, I didn't know you guys had a cold-blooded on either. I had no idea.
Yeah, so London had 2 players. Both B players had cold-blooded. So we had no info on B, essentially. And Nero just like runs through the front door. They had a crossfire, and somehow he finds both kills. So a big shout out to Nero and Cap, because they literally saved the game for us, this map number 2. I mean, obviously a full sale's unacceptable, but the 2 rookies really fucking turned up. So big shout out to them.
So let's check out the Capsule spot. This is where he went with the streak, Tony, in the 5-4 round. He's in the windowsill. And he's just going to kind of get picked from the hallway. Nasty's just going to see him, and he's going to take him out, shoot him in the side.
Thought he was Danny Phantom.
Yeah, I don't know. He thought he.
What the fuck is that?
And honestly, the thing is I kind of like the spot, but if he's gonna do that, you need to push up with him, Tony, and get on the bomb and look over him.
I didn't know what he was doing. If he would have told me to flick, I would have sprinted to that bomb had he formed. I had no idea what was going on.
Because he was in a cool little spot. I haven't seen many people use that spot, so I feel like that angle would have threw London off a little bit if they would have pushed outer, which eventually everybody does if they're going A. But anyway, he gets taken down, and Nero, he just finds a 2-piece somehow working through secret.
What the fuck is he doing?
Really good plays. I mean, we could watch it back. We could watch.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what the fuck is London doing? They have a guy in spawn watching the pinch. This guy's at least staring at the pinch and dies to Nero for free. Like, what the hell are you doing?
That was a weird play from London, and he reached out because he was weak, Tony. So he went in for the trade. He got a 2-piece. He went in for the trade. And then right here, I just think you two do a great job staying together, holding each other's hands. And then, Tony, tell me, were you nervous right here? Were you shitting bricks?
I was shitting my fucking
You were shitting your pants right there. You were shitting your pants.
I saw his head. Let me tell you, like, I understand we're all pros, but these are not easy shots.
No, they're not. That's a hard shot.
And I knew if I didn't get that kill, we were toaster strudel. But you know me, I dug deep. I took his head off his body, and 5-5 it was.
Yeah, we get into the 5-5 round. Let's check it out, man. Go ahead, Pat. What were you going to say?
Well, I was gonna say he would have been toaster strudel, but I wanted to say that Ravens now are 2-5 in round 11, so little to no confidence on them going into this. But also, I did want to mention that First Bloods won 10 out of 11 rounds on this Berlin. So obviously, you kind of saw the story in the first half with London getting all First Bloods, and the opposite for Breach in the second half. And Berlin, I think, is one of, if not the highest win percentages when you get first blood in the entire game. I think Tuscan that's a little bit higher. But Berlin has the highest offensive round percentage win when getting first blood. So I think that was just
Which makes sense.
It's because the bomb
the
spreads, right? You can manipulate pressure the entire time on offense with just getting that first blood. It just basically takes the defensive team out of their element. So
and then
100%.
round 11, bro, Nero shit on them. Round 11.
I actually don't know how he gets.
How did he get to here? How?
So I'm pretty sure CDL Intel actually tweeted his POV because, just so everybody knows, I'm not sure if it's common knowledge, but every player has like a personal POV. It's just that the main production or observers don't get it every single time. But I'm pretty sure CDL Intel tweeted his POV, and he literally just runs into B blind and just fucking.
Why is Nasty looking at the window here though? Why is he looking? The doors are open. Like just hold the head glitch and hold the cross.
Can you put it in 0.25x real quick and play that again?
Yeah, sure. When Nasty loses, you're saying when Nasty loses the fight?
Yeah. Like when he's on bomb and Chow's.
Okay, yeah, I'll do it for you right now, Pat. Here it comes. 0.25. Let's play it. You think he got joked, Pat?
I have
I
have a
link. Make sure he got a hit marker.
Here, do you guys want to watch his
really
POV?
weird.
Damn, bro. It actually looked like he got shotgunned.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Bro, he got the first 2 shots on his screen.
Check it out.
Like,
I just put it in the chat. I put the link in the chat. Check it out.
It looks like the first hip fire didn't hit. It looks like the first two hip fires didn't connect.
I want to see Nero's POV.
I'm going to switch off the flank screen real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check out the clip and let's see what's going on here. This is Nero Poison's 2-piece. See what he does
the
here.
MP40 is best gun of the game. I won't even argue with anybody. I can't take it serious.
Oh my god, it's like his bullets connected. Damn, bro.
All his hip fire.
Oh my god, dude. Jesus Christ, man.
I mean, on the contrary to Nasty's clip, Nasty's like hip fires missed and Nero's all connected.
Oh my god.
You gotta die in 3 bullets.
That close at that range, yeah. It's
well, I mean, to be fair, Tony, Tony, they're 2 feet away from each other. I would hope that the sub kills that fast up close.
I'm just convinced it got silently buffed. I'm so convinced, dude.
Wait, no, there's a kill from the last series of the day on Berlin where somebody gets like absolutely smoked from cross map with an MP40.
Well, I mean, you can hit cross map kills with it, but they're not easy shots. You know, like
listen, man, it's just my agenda. I think close to medium range, it's way better than it was. It's just my agenda I have.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like I don't play as much as y'all, but I don't know if anyone saw this, but I decided to play Vanguard for a little bit. I downloaded the game, I played some ranked play, and I tried using the MP40 and the AR. The AR is absurd. I pull out the MP40, and yeah, it's good up close, but that gun is inconsistent as fuck to kill people.
I think it's the bloom. I think it's the bloom.
Not for Kleenex.
Bro, that gun up like is so inconsistent.
Yeah, we'll talk about Kleenex, bro. That guy was having a day today.
You see that kill he got on Standy, bro?
Kleenex he ripped on Standy.
Yeah, what the hell was that? That was insane. We're gonna we'll watch that when we get to that series. But let's get into the control. We got a Berlin control now. Obviously now. I'm thinking London is screwed now. Ali, I'll let you kick it off, but I'm thinking London now with the momentum is just looking rough. But what did you think about the map?
London just didn't know what to do with the defensive hold on Boston Breach. Like to get this opening offense was like fire, but like Berlin is like so wishy-washy on the fact that like the defense and offense, like you kind of have a fair shot for the most part. But Boston's defense on this map, like London just did not know what to do. And what is insane about it is the B hold on defense, you can translate to your offense because it's like almost the same setup, just a little bit closer to the hill. So London like was just trying to re-wrap fire and hit through the front, and like they were just literally getting picked apart.
Yeah, I mean, Boston did the Haggy strat on defense. Haggy, they did your setup, and I want to pull it up once you get to that next round.
Listen, I'm not saying we didn't, but like we did not watch the flank, and like that was our game plan the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to watch the flank.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant, Paul.
That is what he meant.
I just want to give some credit to Zed and Dens, man. That's some
wait, hold on.
You didn't watch the flank.
Great job watching the flank.
Zed and Dens watched the flank.
Listen.
No, they didn't do it right away.
To Dens' credit, so this is actually something funny. So I teamed with Dens very, very briefly in Cold War. And one map that he loved, and he loved raid control. And what does this map play like? I've been said this map plays just like raid control. And I translated my raid control play into how this map plays, into how you want to like kind of push through and set up for the same way. So Dens kind of already had this idea in his head.
Let
But
me
keep
say,
in mind,
I was shitting my pants on that train.
Din's JT is in the chat right now. Keep in mind, just something to think about.
He knows. He's a knower. He's a knower.
I mean, I pulled it up right here. You can see the strat. You guys are all pushed up train. You're all pushed out front. I mean, Boston's on the defense right now, and it looks like they're coming from the offensive side.
Yeah, look how much info they have. They know that this team is chalked. And like, if you have one hold, every single player here is in a solid position to get one or get traded. Like, you know, number 6 isn't dying. He doesn't see anything. So he's telling his teammates, yo, they're definitely flanking, like 3,000,000% flanking. Look how they're set up.
Yo, but imagine they flank, 3-piece them, and then number 6, who's at Uzin, you're just watching them.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, like it may look like what I'm doing is easy, but I have a lot to watch. I'm like worried about like back warehouse, top warehouse, top 3. Listen, just hear me out. Like
your
I'm
teammates
sort of
are
like
calling their 3 flanking, bro. What are you watching?
No, that's like hot timing though. Like
no,
why?
No, but I know, but like I'm just because basically if Trey or whoever comes off spawn with an AR and goes top warehouse or top 3, and I get caught looking the wrong way, like my death can be so punishing. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Look where Trey is right now. Like,
if Zin does die in that spot,
like look at me, like I'm
it's inevitable. Like that they lose. Like they will lose the whole.
So like
setup.
I'm kind of like bugging. Like fuck.
Zin
they can
needs
be
to
P4,
live
they can be back
3,000,000%
warehouse.
no matter what.
You gotta stop bugging, bro. You're chilling. You're the best heckler to the game.
But look at this. Look how they play this. Look at where number 5 is. So he's basically doing the same thing Zin would be doing, right?
They played this terribly.
He's got this whole train area completely, right? And then like they're just chalked, bro. Like you're not.
You can see London. You can see London trying to break it. So first London went all the way around the backfire. It didn't work. And then when it came on spawn, they sent 3 around the back, and they had somebody slow play their side and try and pinch the front. That was Trey. And Trey found one, but it still didn't work. Trey found a future. Well, Nero literally shit on him.
Because even if you do get one around the setup, the guy spawns behind you. So he spawns. You spawn into he spawns and sandwiches you. And as long as so Tej did it on the first time they played it on the first death, right? Tej ended up sandwiching them and getting a free pick on them because like you basically spawn the guy into a sandwich literally to sandwich you. You fuck yourself essentially by getting like staggered kills. Yeah. So that's why it just makes this like so much harder to break. Like now London's chalk, they bought so much fucking time for them to eventually finally get front, and it's GG from there. Like you can coordinate it anyhow you want, but at the end of the day you got to get them all 4 dead basically at the same time. If not, you're just gonna you're gonna get sandwiched.
Yep. So. No, I think first round Capsule made a great play. You got another highlight reel over by these steps right here where you see him right now. He lives on this staircase right here. He loves the staircase. These guys always popping pieces here. First round he's popping a bunch of pieces. You guys win by lives. Second round, you guys do a great job setting up on your defenses. I like the Haggy strat or the Zed and Den strat, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't really matter. You guys are doing it, and it's working. So that was a good play. And then, Tony, but walk me through this last round. How are you guys able to capitalize on B? I feel like you guys just did a good job draining lives again. I feel like you guys just do a good job stopping the clock and draining some of those kills. Do you think that's a lot of just Nero and Capsule and their aggression, Tony? Just constantly being in your face, the lives go down quick? I
mean, yeah, they're annoying. And, like, I think TJ was, like, the real factor on this map. Like if you look at the stats for like post-match,
he's just an animal. He's an animal.
Like Tej sometimes does not look like the most star-studded player who has like a 1.5, but his damage is almost always like number 1, number 2. Like he is legitimately always making people weak and making like plays that we need on the map. Obviously Cap and Dill did their thing, but I think Tej was like he's just a playmaker and he's making everybody weak. And I talked about it before, like this map is so punishing where if you go down once on defense, like if the team you're playing on offense sort of has a good grasp of the map, you're in a tough spot. Like right here, it's like you're spawning fire. It's so hard to actually retake.
Yeah. Well, I want to bring that up because so currently, and I know it's a smaller sample size, although it's a decent sample size, right now Berlin is better on offense than it is on defense. Like win percentage.
Makes sense. It makes sense. No, it makes sense.
40. And I mean, I personally don't like that. I don't think that makes sense for control. Like the problem we had in the beginning of this game was like 85% of the round wins were defense and 15 were offense. But now it's like it averaged out to like 80-20. But like the fact that Berlin is almost 51-49 in favor of offense, that just seems kind of
it does seem kind of
to me, and I'm surprised that people are playing it so much.
Well, it does seem kind of weird, Pat, obviously just looking at the stats, but we've already talked about this every time the flanks came up. It's because people are just playing their defenses fucking wrong. They're not putting themselves in. They're not putting themselves. What do you mean?
Like you're saying they're playing wrong, but it's like defense should still have a massive advantage on this map. And for your example, like your strat, there still has to be shit that goes right to get into that perfect setup, right? Like you can't just naturally do it no matter what. Like you still have to win crucial fights along the way to get that. But every other map, it's pretty simple. Like defense is just you spawn, you have an advantage. Like
I want to say you're right in the sense, but I honestly don't mind it because there technically is still an advantage to defense. You have to defend. You don't actually have to attack. Like that's the whole
I don't mind
advantage.
it, but I'm surprised that so many people are playing it.
Well, I'm not surprised at all. It's a pick your poison. It's a pick your poison of Gav or Berlin. Like Tuscan is kind of like everybody doesn't mind playing it, but in Gav, once you're in the blender, it's like one of the hardest maps to get out of the blender. And so you rather take your chances on a Berlin because you have a 50-50 chance on offense or defense rather than playing for Gav where like it's either you get defense and sign yourself up for that and like that's what you have to play for versus on Berlin you can play for offense or defense.
That's actually fucking hilarious. I was like, why Tommy have to chime in like that, bro? But yeah, no, you're right. Like if you're the better team, right? If you're the better Call of Duty team, why would you want to play a map where essentially rounds are guaranteed and whoever gets the final round is like almost can come up to like a toss up to an extent, right? Like why would you put yourself in that position if you're just a better team, right? I think
the better team benefits on Tuscan too.
That's a good point, though, Ellie. Very good point.
Yeah, I don't think Tuscan is a terrible map like for control. I just think Berlin is still better. Like it's way more fair. I think Tuscan can still get really fucking just bad. I played that map in ranked play like once or twice now since I started playing it again, and I definitely prefer Berlin over that map. I don't know. Tuscan has a lot of like corners, right, that can be very useful. I know Berlin is a big map too, and like you can almost say the same thing, but like there's a lot more impactful just random ass corners on Tuscan than there is on Berlin, if that makes any sense. Like I don't know how to explain it besides if you were like actually play the game. I think
that's the only thing that hurts the raid, like when you compare it to raid, is because raid was not that 50-50 at all. Like
it wasn't
one more than
it wasn't. It's definitely way more skewed, but I just use the raid argument because the play style of it, how you want to play like your offensive or your defensive rounds is by like funneling and kind of like making like an assembly line, through one of the lanes of the map is very similar to how raid was played in Control on Cold War. But no, you're right. It is very weird, but I honestly prefer it. It just makes the maps way more interesting to watch rather than be like, oh, here comes the fucking defense, right? Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, we get into the second rotation of hard points. Boston find themselves with a little bit of a lead, 20-30 points. I mean, it's not much, but I like the way you guys set up and break this hill. Going into the second rotation, you can see TJ, he's going to take the long route. He's kind of going to slow play. He's going to spot number 2, Church. He's going to pick up a kill, and then you guys are going to use that streak. Once you guys call in the streak, I mean, they're going to run at you, and that's what you guys do. You just hold, you let them run into your L triggers, you pick up a kill, get the guy on the point. And I just thought that was very well executed out of you guys, Tony. So really good break coming out from you guys there. A lot of playmaking ability coming out from you guys. Let's go into the listening and see how Boston was common.
Church. We might have flipped.
Yeah, we flipped. Okay, we flipped them. On the church still?
I don't see shit.
Yeah, one shot, Harry. Absolutely on the tree.
Help me, guys. Help me. I'm one shot, guys. Two there. Help me. I'm one shot. I'm repping.
We're missing Trey. Yeah,
no, Trey's our side. Trust.
He is.
Oh, I got you up still.
Good, I'm good. Wait, can someone
watch the other side, Trey. Okay. We're good here. Nice. Keep on left.
2 minutes. What the fuck? 2 minutes. Bottom church.
I bottom church. Nothing old. You might jump top green maybe.
Don't get it. It could be Charlie. Okay. One shot, dead.
Nice. Plat tray, one shot, plat tray, one bullet.
I'm picking up Charlie.
We have top plat. I'm flicking green. I gave him mid. I'm flicking green.
I'm only flat, guys.
I need it, Tom. Green. Fuck.
I'm one shot, front side time.
He's no better Charlie. Big afro.
Good listening coming in from Boston. A lot of energy in the comms. I mean, Tony, going into the second rotation of points here, I mean, you guys just started taking routes. I think it was going into this next P3. You can see it right here, TJ. With 30 seconds left on his P2 hill, take a look at the route that TJ's doing here. I feel like this is just what TJ does. It's like the fundamentals. It's the little things that people don't really talk about. But he's making the play through the middle of the map. He's going to pretty much solidify the dub for you guys here. And you guys are up 70 here. You solidify this next hill, and it's pretty much a wrap after here. But really good plays coming out from TJ. I feel like that's what he does best.
That's textbook HP right there.
Yeah, textbook. And then after this, Boston was able to lock down some time here. You can see them lock down a little bit. It was Nero Poison who takes the route next. He gets by. I think London were a little too late to pick it up, or I don't know if it was Nero making a good play, but you can see Nero number 1 here. With 18 seconds left to hold, I was thinking maybe trade. I don't know. I guess he didn't see him cross right there. But you can see London just continuing to push forward. When it's like, man, somebody's got to rotate back. And you could just see, you see number 3 now. It's Harry who's going to pick up that overextend. But he's just too late. Nero already got by him. And it's going to start with Nero getting a kill on Hill. He's going to get traded. But if you watch the next 5 to 10 seconds, because he gets that kill, that's going to open up these gaps. And you guys are going to break on into this hard point. So good plays coming out of Nero. I know London broke in again after this and was able to get some time. But I just like the routes.
Fault, I think.
Was it your fault? Did you fuck up here, Tony?
No, I mean, dude, like... I feel like whoever takes the fight from top church to green will always lose it, and that's what I did. I took the church to top green fight. I think I'm like 0 for fucking a million on that fight. I don't know why I still did it. I die, and then like
church
as soon
to
as
top green. Like, are you talking about radio?
Yeah, sorry. So top stairs to radio. So I lose that fight, and then once you're in like a 3v4 on that hill, like there's just 17 different ways you can enter the hill. So my team gets traded out. We sort of spawn out mid, and P5 is one of those hills where it's like, if you win one good wave on P5 and you like manipulate the spawns, you're in a pretty good spot to hold most of the hill.
Yeah. And then we get into the end of the game. You guys get to that P1 early. I'm thinking you guys are about to close it out here. But you guys fall. Harry finds a grenade kill. Then he finds another guy on hill. That's TJ playing in that close U corner. That's gonna leave a gap for Nasty to hit this point. London break in here, Tony, and I'm sure you're shitting yourself.
Oh, I started shitting my pants.
But I like what
how many times you shit yourself?
He shit himself a lot.
A lot.
first part.
Yeah. Jesus.
I was shitting myself.
But I like how you guys broke this. You guys sent 2 on the pinch. 2. To the fact where Trey got 1 on the pinch, and then I just don't think he expected another one to be there. And look how Capital plays it. Look how he plays it. Look, he's not shooting at Trey yet. He's lining up another kill He's lining up another kill before he shoots him. He's gonna get the guy in hill, kills Trey. That's 3 dead in 5 seconds, and just like that, Capital makes a heads-up play at the end of this game to shut down London's break and close it out. You guys end up winning the series 3-1. Tony, what are your final thoughts on the series? You feeling good after today or what?
If you want me to be like completely honest, honestly,
I want you to be honest.
Not so much. I feel like we didn't really deserve to win that series 100%. Like we full sailed map number 2. Usually that wouldn't happen, so we probably would have found ourselves down 2-0 in the series. I just feel like we're at the point in the year where like we're way too far in to make like day 1 mistakes and like not play like we do in practice. Like first map Gav, right? Like a map like that we can't let slip. Map number 2 we go down 5-0. It's like we can't afford to go down 5-0 in searches, right? It's just like I don't know. Obviously, a win's a win. Happy we won, but like it's just we didn't play great in my opinion.
I was gonna say
Map 3 and 4 was good.
I was gonna say Zinni's giving you the PR answer. Listen, man, you did get the reverse sweep, but hardpoint in general on a Gavutu, I think is in my opinion is a very, very good map for London. So you can't really beat yourself up too much about losing that. But in terms of the reverse sweep happens. But you guys obviously are very good at not Boston. Sorry, you guys are very good at Berlin. That's one of those maps that suits you very well. I think you guys just start off slow and we're able to miraculously string a couple rounds together. But in terms of the control and the hard point, it's got to feel good for you because no offense to your teammates, but you're like the hard carry in the statistical. You're the star. No, listen to me. I'm not done. Methods is the hard carry in the statistics category. This is a series where Methods didn't have one of those superstar statistical performances, and his team still managed to dominate on the 2 maps that they won convincingly.
You know why though? You know why?
Why?
Because Alonzo Ball.
Because Alonzo Ball, TJ Haley, with the 18 assists, But
that's what I'm saying. Like, right? Everyone chipped in on this dub. It wasn't just like somebody putting up a bunch of world star statistics. Teach played well, Nero played well, Kappa has moments. So it was a good overall win, even though you guys managed to squeak by that S&D that you guys probably should have lost. But hey, you guys should definitely be happy about that with the maps that you guys actually played really well on.
And a little reminder that it is bounty weekend, ladies and gentlemen. There was $10,000 on that match.
Fucking cash.
So Tony, look at you. You're rich. You're making cash. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if they interviewed you, but what are you spending your cash on?
Couple good dinners, right? Maybe a couple cocktails.
This fucking fat bastard. Let's get into the next.
Who you taking out? Who you taking out on those?
Listen, I plan on getting a new car at some point. I'll figure it out. I do plan on it sometime soon.
Nice.
I'm just not sure when.
I like that, Tony. Well, listen, congratulations on the W today. You did a fantastic job. Let's get into the next series, man. We got Toronto Ultra going up against the Minnesota Rokkr. Boat Cage Hardpoint, Berlin S&D, Tuscan Control, Tuscan Hardpoint, And Desert Siege, S&D, Pat, Chris, Ali, Zane, we'll kick it off with all you guys. Anything that caught your eye in the vetoes? Anything at all? I feel like vetoes aren't really too crazy in this game because it's fucking
Let me just say that Ali
Vanguard.
has a notebook that she uses, and she probably has like every single stat that you can think of.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Ali,
Ultra
what's your
lost.
veto?
Yeah,
I was gonna
Ali,
say,
why
Ultra
don't you
lost
kick it off?
vetoes.
What did you think about the vetoes? Anything that caught your eye or not really?
A little bit on the side of Toronto. I think when it came, I think they could have vetoed Desert Siege and tested their luck on the Bocage S&D. I think going against Minnesota Rokkr, who's also really, really good at Desert Siege in Game 5, was like a little bit of like pushing their luck when Minnesota Rokkr, like their only struggle has really been respawn and their S&D has been really solid, where like Toronto's been kind of struggling across the board. So I feel like that was a little bit of a sell. I mean, overall, Minnesota won vetoes for the most part. Other than that Tuscan hardpoint, they were 0-6 on, and like Toronto sold that by not winning that map because it kind of should have been like an auto win for them.
Yeah. And we get
That's really it for the most part.
Yeah, and we start things off, and we could get right into the Bocage hardpoint. I mean, what was the highest? And Ali, I don't know if you have these stats or Pat or Chris or anybody, but I'm pretty sure the highest lead this whole game was like 20 points. This was just like a fucking straight out just mix fest. Just like nonstop trades. The whole map just flooding over and over again. I think it was Lando who said that probably the biggest lead was probably like a 20 to 25 point lead. I mean, that's just a Bocage hardpoint in a nutshell.
Literally, the only notable thing was like the very last P1
play.
and P2. It was literally the very last play was what won Toronto Ultra the game.
And we could go on board with the listenings. We got back-to-back listenings, one with Minnesota Rokkr and one with Toronto Ultra. And I thought both listenings were very different. Two very different teams, very different rosters, and they like to get shit done very differently. So let's tune in and see how both teams were common.
We need time here. Raptor to backdoor. I don't have backdoor right now.
He didn't hit backdoor. He's hit me back. He went back time.
Rat, watch out. There's two in barn. One's absolute. Left corner. Rat. Nice. One more in barn.
I'm going top barn.
This is big time if we can get this. Oh, watch out. Inside. He's dead. That's three. Oh, dead. Nice.
I got it. Pick it up.
Yo.
In-house, one shot. Kleenex, one front door. Kleenex, one shot going front door.
I'll get your ball.
I'm on top. Kami's top.
I'm one shot.
I'm in A top.
Fill time.
Yeah, I'm filling in.
Top one shot. He's weak by nade top.
I'm working on the left.
I'll chop top. Nice. 20-point lead. Deep breath right here. Let's get a break on this hill.
I have a nade. I'm in top.
He's not top peeking.
Coming left, you guys.
All right, that was Minnesota Rokkr. Now let's tune into Toronto Ultra.
Back left, I've hit the back left out. Priest is still tower.
I need help on the left.
We got you push.
Right,
I mean, two are there, bro.
Oh my god.
They're playing the right. They're playing the right.
yeah, on me tower, Ben.
One shot, Standy. Standy's close on you. One shot. One more.
One back window.
Back window, Standy.
He was weak. Go on kitchen, maybe.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll kill him. Dead.
I spawned deep at it. I spawned deep.
I'll get this one.
Look for attachment. Look for attachment.
I think this one. No, yeah.
Nice touch.
But yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
nice. God heady.
I'm gonna back up here, Jimmy. We're gonna
One's tower on you still.
Okay. Set up a good break here.
One's tower still.
Yeah,
Priest
one's in heart as well.
Absolutely. Gate on me. Priester.
Priestess gate. Front kitchen going main. Absolutely.
All right, that's going to do it for the listenings. Anything to note during the listenings, guys? My thing that I'm going to say is just Havok. I like what Havok was doing during the listening. I feel like he's definitely taking initiative and trying to get everybody on the same page, which, by the way, Havok literally won them this series today. The things that he was doing, we'll get to it once we get to the last couple maps. But he played great. I thought P-Dog stepped up today. I thought Priester looked really good.
Havok went from 0 to hero. I think he had like a 0.6 after the first two maps.
1.58.
And then he literally just turned it up and started frying.
Oh my
Which is kind of, I think the Tuscan, he was like 40-20 on the hard point, and they won by like 5-10 points. So
yeah,
thank God he went 40-20, because otherwise it wasn't even close.
And then on the other side, I think Bance has been really stepping up. I think Bance has been one of those players for Toronto that people don't really talk about that much, but he's been good for them. I feel like both in the slang category, but just the plays he's making around the map. Wanted to show Bance a little bit of love. But Pat, I'll bring you in a little bit. What do you think about P-Dog today? I feel like he stepped up.
Yeah, sorry, Tom. I was during that listening, I was watching an Optic fan argue with himself in the chat, just replying to himself. But yeah, P-Dog definitely stepped it up, no doubt about it. But I think the real story was Havok, to be honest, with this team. Like they said, going from 0 to hero. But big thing for me is, hey, I'm still seeing Kleenex play better and better, and that's all that really matters to me personally for the Toronto Ultra is seeing them progress. Because look, I mean, they were up 2-0, let this series slip. Rokkr played solid in the back half and performed well. But Tom, I just want to let you know, because I know it's been, a question. I'm still confident in my 2022 world champions being the Toronto Ultra.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I know they lost today, and I know Havok went on takeover mode, but they have been looking a lot better in Hardpoint compared to what they've been showing in Hardpoint the last couple months. I mean, Toronto has not been looking good at all in Hardpoint at all.
I guess I want to ask you real quick. Have you scrimmed them recently?
Toronto, not really.
Okay.
And Rokkr, no. We've been playing a lot of. We played Optic a few times. We played LAG, New York a little bit. Not. I don't think we played these teams in a while.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Rokkr though. They just look a lot better with their roster change, and they're looking a lot more comfortable. Their comms sound way better than they did before. And it's good to see that Preston is playing good, because I've been really hard on Priesta for the last couple of months, I guess, with just watching him play on this team. But he's starting to come to form. He might not be putting up superstar performances or anything, but at least he's contributing, because before it was kind of looking scary for them.
He played good today. P-Dog did his thing today, and we could take a look at the final moments of this map. It was just Toronto who was able to lock down this P2, and you could see Minnesota trying to flood through the front. It just wasn't enough. Take a look at the final scoreboard. You can see on the Minnesota Rokkr side, P-Dog and Standy were the ones trying to lead the way. 34 and 28 for Preston, 34 and 29 for Standy. Just wasn't enough. On the other side, you see Bance with 34 kills, Kleenex with 36, 33 for Insight. Only one negative is Cammy at 21 and 29. But overall, just really good plays coming out from Toronto Ultra. So good job from that, man. Any follow?
He had such a weird map. He had like 2,000 something damage, while the rest of his team had 4K.
Yeah, no, that's very interesting.
What the fuck was he doing? Anyways,
and then we get into the S&D, and again, this is kind of where Toronto shined a little bit. I thought that Minnesota was going to come out. I thought their S&D, Minnesota, a lot of people talk about their S&D, but it did not look very good in the second map. To me, it just seemed like Toronto was outplaying them a little bit. Kleenex started off this map hot, man. And Pat,
the whole map.
I'll let you kind of gas Kleenex a little bit, because you're a big Kleenex fan, Pat. You do. You like Kleenex.
I think he's pivotal to this roster. I mean, I think the pace that he plays, if he's on and he's winning his fights, it's kind of like unmatched, and it's really hard for other teams to deal with him.
Yeah.
Kind of can, when he's on, can rival, when they play against like FaZe with Abizi. So, yeah, I mean, I think that, he has that takeover kind of power. Chris, are you good?
Wait, what do you mean?
Okay, you were making some noise over there. I didn't know if you
Wait, can you hear my mic? Is it doing stuff?
No, you're good.
Shit, I don't know what, but
I'm not even doing anything.
I heard a little something, but it's okay.
Yeah, like some. That's what we were hearing.
Listen, I've done that before. Clear my throat a little bit. Keep on going, Pat.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, but anyway, I think he's got takeover power, and this was just one of those maps. To me, to talk about the Rokkr as well, like, the thing that worries me, and I think you're right, Chris, like, we did see a crazy performance out of Priesta and also Havok. Like, I don't think Havok has, let's say, consistently had, this type of performance where, he was literally Mr. Do-It-All map 3, 4, and 5. And the thing that worries me is, like, those two guys super overperformed from their, let's say, their averages, and they barely squeaked out a win in this series. So, that's something that worries me going forward for the Rokkr team. I do think they're playing better, but this was a super close series, which relied on those two guys who usually don't go off. And I think for Ultra, I'm really still waiting to see more life out of Cammy. Like, he's not playing horrible, but he's not playing like the Cammy that we saw last year.
I agree with that. For sure. I think Cammy last year was like one of those players where everybody wanted him on, on their team. And I definitely think he's been a little underwhelming. He's still a great player. I just think compared to what he was last year, I want to see him hit that form again. Kleenex was 9-0 after 3 rounds. 9-0. Listen, in S&D, man, that is impressive. I mean, if you got 9 kills after 3 rounds, that's the main reason why Toronto was able to go up to 3-0 here. And then even this round, they were able to work a good B plant. And Minnesota, again, just not much they could do on the retake. They're trying just to get some sort of pick, but Toronto Ultra do a good job just playing the time, playing the bomb, and working some picks. They go up 4-0 quick, man. I think it was Dylan Attach in this next round who was able to find a little 1v2, and we can kind of see how he's able to do it. He's got Cammy and Bance to work with. He's going to slide the corner, take down Bance with 15 seconds left on that bomb. he's going to run. So good plays coming out of attach. They start showing a little signs of life, but it was the 2-4 round that I just called game for me. It was the 2v4 coming in from Bance, the 1v2. Let's definitely tune in and see what the heck was going on, because I thought Minnesota might have been able to maybe win this map here if they won this round, but they kind of trolled this one. And I'm not really too sure what happened. So we have a 2v4 situation. You can see the bomb is down for Minnesota Rokkr. 30 seconds left. This is a round that, you know, Minnesota have to close. Have to close this out. I'm not sure what was going on here. Let's tune in and see what the heck happened.
Get you some water as well.
Yeah, my bad. I'm talking. My mouth is very dry.
I just want to make sure you're staying hydrated.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you very much. Hey, I appreciate you, Pat. Thank you for looking out for my health. You know, it's important. But let's take a look. It's gonna start with a tats in the middle of the map. He's gonna find one. But how the heck did they die here? So Havok's gonna get solo chowed by Bance. And then it also looks like Cammy's gonna solo chow. Who's that? Standy? Or no, that's gonna be Priest in the middle of the map. I guess P-Dog was in the middle of the map. And then Dylan definitely trolled a little bit right here. Attach right here. He should not be challenging. There's 25 seconds left on the clock. It's a 1v2. He has the information. He knows where Bance is, right? Right here, Dylan's got to stay up, at least in my opinion. He goes down here now to 1v1 situation. And then I don't know what Eli was thinking here. Eli had a little bit of a brain fart here. Eli needed some water after this. Because he was one shot. He tags up Bance with 15 seconds left. I mean, all Eli really needs to do is just play the clock. I mean, he knows he's not on the bomb. There's 15 seconds left. You just run and play your life. He challenges. He comes back and challenges him while one shot. Bance is going to pick up the kill. 1v2 coming out of Bance. That's a 2v4 for Toronto Ultra. Just like that. I mean, the map's over.
Yeah, that was actually a fried challenge.
Very bad.
Both of them.
Very bad place.
The one thing I will say about Berlin is Berlin's kind of reminding me of Toronto Ultra's like Miami S&D from Cold War. I think it's just a map that they constantly can go to when they need an S&D win, and they've been looking better and better. So I'm not really surprised that they're able to beat Rokkr on this map, even though Rokkr is a great S&D team. But I mean, they look good on this map. This is a map I constantly see them play and do well on. So I'm not surprised.
Why I think that is, Chris?
Let's hear, man.
The Toronto Ultra had the second worst defensive first blood percentage in the entire league.
Yeah.
But on Berlin, it's one of their highest. And today they were 4 out of 5. So 4 out of 5 defenses that they played, they were able to get first blood on. So
yeah, so this is like I said, this is one of those maps that covers their weaknesses in S&D, and it allows them to kind of like always, you know, guarantee one almost.
Yep, and Kleenex called game, man.
Map too,
yeah, he
like,
called game in this one. I mean, in this 3-5 round, I mean, Kleenex was just able to find 2 here right off the ripperoni. You can see Havok finding one into Cammy, but that's not going to stop Kleenex from doing what he does. And then at this point, I mean, bombs down. Minnesota's got to try and make a play. Bance is going to get caught out in the spawn. The Tad's taking the super duper long route. But with only 27 seconds left, Insight's able to find one. He's going to get taken down by Preston here. Preston's left in a 1v1. And at this point, man, if you're Kleenex, you just got to roam the map and play the time a little bit. He's going to kill Preston off that bomb. Toronto Ultra, they go up 2-0. Kleenex is 15-5. I mean, this guy's having an absolute day. If you're Toronto, you got to feel like you're on top of the world.
And Tom, they beat Rokkr on their best S&D map. They were 5-1 entering on that Berlin S&D. They're now 5-2. So taking down, you know, one of the better teams on their map set, it's always a good feeling.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, I credit somebody in chat. I meant Moscow, not Miami. It also plays very similarly because both bombs on Moscow were spread, kind of how Berlin is, and you can kind of like work around the mid map and use that to your advantage, just like you could on Moscow, in my opinion. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, and then we get into the control round, and I'm not gonna bore you guys. We're gonna go right to the 2-1 round because it was all defensive wins. Nobody can get a tick on the B point. Nobody, not even one tick. Teams are just doing a good job holding the line on defense. And just not allowing any ticks to come through. It wasn't until the 2-1 round where you started to see some life out of a team on offense, and it started with the Minnesota Rokkr. Let's get into the 2-1 round. This is where it started right here. It was the Standy 3-piece. He's going to get pushed up onto this site. They don't even have A yet. They're kind of just playing B off the rip. It's a good play. I think if any team is playing control, you always want to try and push for the point that's harder to get off the rip. It's pretty common to see for some of the pro teams. And Standy's going to get into this little credit spot. He's going to jump on this windowsill. Nobody's going to look up from Toronto. And just like that, Standy's going to find 2, picks up the 3rd. And that's going to secure him a tick. He ends up dying after this. But because of that play, that's going to kind of open up the gaps a little bit. That's going to allow Minnesota to work some kills, but they end up working back over to that B point before they even get A. And Chris, I'll ask you this, or Ali too, because Ali's in here as well, Pat, all you guys. A lot of people, they go A, and then as soon as they die on A and they spawn up roof, they instantly hit B. I think some teams are going to have to start being careful for that on defense. You know, like if a team is on A, you don't want to over push A, because if you do get the kills A and they spawn roof and they just collapse on B, which is exactly what Minnesota did here, you could catch people slipping. Just like Minnesota was able to catch Toronto slipping. You can see the kills come in from Toronto. Minnesota's going to spawn B side. You can already see Havok making that initial play over towards top green. And that's just going to allow Minnesota to get pushed up here and get onto that B point. Now Toronto's kind of forced back. They have to come back through church. They have to try and make a play in the sight. And they couldn't do it. Minnesota stacked the point and was able to cap it. What were you guys' thoughts?
Go ahead, Ali. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, obviously, I'm not in the league myself, but I found that like one thing I don't understand is one player doesn't just push out rooftops and spawn them out P1 side, even after they get A. Like you forcing them to funnel through like mid and field gives the team on defense like so much more map control in that sense. But it's like they always try to funnel for that A side, and then like you said, they spawn up close roof, so obviously they're gonna push B, and usually that's somebody like a top churches or off spawn's job when it comes to the defense. And like that's so much pressure to put on one player that I don't understand. Like you wouldn't have somebody kind of dedicated to that lower side of the map, because people are going to cap A. I mean, it's like a 90% like chance that
exactly.
like, that's going to be literally gone. So I don't know why you wouldn't set yourself up early for just like map control overall. Because even if that player doesn't get a bunch of kills, you know, it's not like they're dying either. So it's putting a whole lot more arsenal into the other three players, and it's giving you a lot more map control, being like, okay, well, we know exactly where they're spawning constantly. And even if they try to push through P5, we have a player set up in a corner. They're going to get that kill. Even if they don't, I mean, worst case scenario, there's two people there. They get traded out. You call out that they're pushing through P5, and then you adjust to that later on.
Yeah, no, you're actually 100% right. And even if that player doesn't like push out the spawns, as soon as all the players are up, he can go and make a pinch play and then like have somebody else fill in that gap later. But you're 100% right. They should definitely be almost like preparing themselves to lose that point, because it's not the end of the world. And funneling through field and like Turchin, for example, is a death trap. It's kind of the same concept that happens with what is it, P4 on the map for hardpoint. Is like people don't for some reason just give up the field side of the map on like for the Churchill. It's kind of the same concept, because if you think about the actual control point, like if you give up your front side, like you're just going to put yourself in a shitty situation, just like you would in hardpoint. It's basically like holding the hardpoint hill. So what do you do on the hardpoint hill? You give them the right side of the map, you let them funnel through that area, and you make sure that you hold like the platform, you hold the roofs, you hold top green. It's the same concept. You kind of just want to make sure that you funnel them onto that area of the map. So I don't understand why they didn't do it, but I feel like I don't see most
teams do it though. Like I feel like nobody tries to play for that roof control at all. It's always just kind of playing for that retake on A, and then once they get on B, it's just like, oh fuck, throw our nades, get church control, try to flank them top radio. Like they don't like preset themselves up for success. Like it's always reactional.
Yeah. You know what I noticed about this game in general? I think a lot of people try to play their defensive setups like if they like to avoid the potential spawn trap, like a potential spawn trap, like you would on Cold War, right? Whenever you like had like a shitty defensive setup, some teams would opt to like pick you apart and then spawn trap the players that were trapped, right? In this game, the way the game spawns you out for certain hills or for certain like control points on defense, it like doesn't work. So people are like setting up for like scenarios like that when they can just group up, funnel an area, give them like your spawn points, and like if they do manage to kill anybody, just like on Berlin Control, right? You spawn them on a pinch where they have options to pinch you in, where they're not just going to get immediately spawn killed like they could in other games. Like for example, do you guys remember Garrison Control? How like on like the defensive team would get spawned out and they would get spawn trapped in their spawn. Like people would push Garrison. Yeah, that was fun.
Garrison Hardpoint. Garrison was a good map. Garrison was a good map.
Okay. Let's focus on the point. But you get the point. You remember you could get spawn trapped heavy on your defenses or even on your offenses, right? In this game, that like doesn't happen. Like the way the maps are designed prevents you from like almost like getting spawn trapped.
Prevents you from a lot.
Yeah, so basically, like I don't know, people are definitely playing defenses a little questionably and like kind of giving people more options than they really should have. But I mean, either way, they got punished for it, so not a good look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on a side note, they kind of sold vetoes there as well because actually Rokkr ended up banning Gavutu, and Toronto in response banned Berlin, which they are 3-1 on, and they're 5-6 on Tuscan, and they play it majority of the time. They play it 52% of the time. So the amount of VOD that not only they have on Tuscan control, but they have a better win percentage on Berlin as well. So like that was like a weird situation to put them in because Rocker's 1-1 on Berlin.
Yeah, I don't know. Weird.
Good point. So you got a little notebook, Allie? Isn't he saying you got a notebook? You got all kinds of notes in it? I like that.
Yeah, I'm on my second one now.
Damn, I like that.
A lot of notes on me.
That's
a
good.
lot of notes
That's a
on
top.
other
That's
players.
an S tier analyst right
A lot
there.
of notes on different teams.
That's dope. That's awesome. Putting in the extra work. I think that stuff goes a long way, for sure. What's up, Tony?
I've taken pics of that notebook, so I know all of team strats.
Okay. That's not.
That is,
what phases,
bro. Tony, you can't be doing that, bro. Well, I mean, to be fair, I mean, even if you don't look at the notebook,
kidding.
you could. I mean, to be fair, you could just go look at it yourself anyway.
I could go watch VOD and make my own notes.
You could just go watch VOD or just.
It's like I'm back in high school. I just steal notes. But I'm just joking. I've never done that.
Go ahead, Pat.
Yeah, you definitely have. One thing I wanted to say though is we should all congratulate Rokkr. They did something they never done before today, which is win Tuscan Hardpoint.
Yeah,
So,
congratulations.
congratulations.
But are we gonna congratulate Rokkr or Havok? Because this guy Havok was literally doing it all. I'm talking about the pieces, the routes, like everything. I felt like Havok was making plays this map. He's 26-11 right now.
Yeah, and I think something worth mentioning is their role change, their roster change kind of helps their map pool because they get better at maps I think that they want to be good at versus like what other teams play. And I think this is like kind of case in point, like they're able to have more of an SMG presence on a map like Tuscan. And obviously Havok's a talented player, like he has that takeover potential. But for me, the biggest thing was how badly Ultra got smoked on P5. Like,
yeah,
they
couldn't get a point. They couldn't get a point.
Back kills, they didn't get points. Yeah, they got 3 points in the entire game on P5.
Yeah, well, and we'll tune in. You can kind of see it coming up now. But as we go through the rest of this map, you can see Ultra now. They have a 40-point lead right now going into this P4 hard point, and they have full control. They get most of this time here. Toronto, it's going to be 227 to 170. If you're Toronto, you're thinking you got to close this one out.
This map is sketchy, man. This map, whenever you have a lead, like it's all sweet, and then out of nowhere they get a Churchill. Then it's P5, you get naded out, and you're like, all right.
And then you lose rotation.
And then you lose 40 points.
Down 50 though. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean he's 36-17, but to be fair, his whole team is negative though. I mean, the whole entire team's neg. And then on the other side, I mean, they're doing what they can. I mean, I just felt like it was definitely the Havok show. We get into the P5, and this is what Pat's talking about. I mean, Toronto, I was a little confused from Toronto here because they take the routes, but nobody checks the staircase. I mean, maybe it's because they threw attack and Havok was able to dodge attack, so they thought nobody was there. But they didn't check the staircase. They ran in. LAG did the same thing in their series.
Whoa, how did he dodge that?
What?
Blew up right behind his right shoulder.
Yeah, you're talking about when he was on the staircase, like this nade right here.
Yeah, it literally hit his right shoulder, bro. It bounced off of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think maybe they didn't check it because they thought that grenade was gonna hit him.
Hello?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where that went.
That's happened in COD and multiple. It's not even Vanguard. That has happened to me in other games. No bullshit. Where I'm like, whoa, wait, that should have hit me. But
and then he makes the heads up play going into P1, going into third P1. It's Havok who's taking that early route. He's gonna get there early. He's gonna pick up Cammy. And that's going to open up the map. That's going to allow Minnesota to get onto this last P1 hill and try and make a play. Dylan's going to get there early. This one gets really mixy because Toronto's able to get in here. And Minnesota's going to have to work a break here. And it starts with P-Dog coming through you. P-Dog's going to find a couple kills you. He's going to play his life, wait for his teammates to roll in. Then he's going to get onto that hard point. And then right here, I mean, Toronto, they're kind of screwed. They have nothing to do other than flood hill. I would like to see Toronto maybe work mid a little bit. But instead, they tried the all-4 hit their side, and that didn't work. You can see Havok trying to be a nuisance in church. But Minnesota can't win here. We're going to another hard point. And who is it once again? Who is it, Pat? Who is it?
Havok.
It's Havok. He's going to get there early. He's going to find one able to play his life just enough for the
Wait, were they
Minnesota
slow?
Mafia.
Were they slow? Hold on, go back. I want to see how they got into that setup because I feel like when they killed Havok initially in church, they should have already been set up, like getting set up for this hill.
Yeah, you're saying back here when Havok was making a play.
Wait, Havok had died. Go back to when he died in church.
Yeah, it was back. It was right here. He died. He had just died right here, Chris. He just died in church.
Okay.
Right, and Toronto's still pushing right. I mean, they're still going to the right. Nobody's really trying to push left. Nobody's rotating. Now Band starts to dip back and go mid. But look, Havok finds another gap. What's another thing? I thought this was a little weird. This was a little weird, Chris. Havok was the first one to try and rotate. He dies. He's the next one again, getting into that hill again. He's just running by teammates. He's just running by people. You know what I'm saying? He's doing everything. He gets right at the top church, somehow gets onto this hard point. He finds a gap. And then right here, he wins a big one-on-one, and this is big too. Just staying alive for like this extra 4 or 5 seconds, just being able to contest and be a nuisance. He's gonna die.
Look how it was number 6, bro. Cammy. I don't know if he got horrible timing or what, but Kleenex was on hill looking forward, like at the church alley, and Cammy was back by the truck. Like, why didn't he just hold that top? Like, what was he looking for back there? He was like going sideways instead of just holding it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what was going on in the comms for Toronto Ultra.
Phoenix obviously got called super bad timing. He was obviously looking mid-alley, but...
Yeah.
I mean, now the setup overall by Toronto for that hill is actually terrible. The fact that they were both within, like, 10 points, basically, 20 points to win the game, and they played it as if they were like in first set of rotations off of P1.
Yeah, you're 100% right. They like, literally played it. Okay, so like when I was watching them die, like after they killed Havok, they set up to like prevent a push through field, like on the right side. Like they were like stacking it. They had so many people there, which created a gap through church, which inevitably is where they got broken. Like from the church side of the map. Like they should have just gave up P1 side. They should have gave up field and like flooded for like almost like if Minnesota opts to go around the back, they're gonna lose the game based off time. They should have just literally given up, like not given up the back, like maybe had a guy play that staircase everybody likes to play like on the back side of the hill, like watching the back. But everyone should have just flooded green, flooded the roof side, and just funneled them through like church alley and like top green, and they would have won. They were just slow, and they like. I don't know. They played it like it's like the first P2 of the game, right?
Yeah.
Don't let them go around the back. Don't let them go through church. Blah blah blah. They're gonna work the back. They're gonna work
like,
spots.
what are you playing for?
Yeah,
Nobody's pushing through P5.
Yeah, they were playing. Yeah, they were playing it like it was like P2, not the last hill of the game. So I don't know. That was just
maybe a mental fart. Maybe a little mental fart. They blacked out, as Donnie used to say. They're blacking out. So, you know, not the best of plays coming in from Toronto. Havok ended up 41-21 at the end of that one. So just putting on an absolute show. And that was real kills. I can only imagine what his EKIA was. But really, really good job. Here's a little cheeky spot for those of you in ranked play. Check out the spot from Insight, looking through the cracks in the train. I'm sure a lot of you already knew it, but if you didn't, there you go. Let's tune in to the S&D and see how they were able to do this. It was Ultra who go up 0-2 or go up 2-0 off the rip. Again, it was the issue with the tissue with the issue. How's it go, Pat? I don't understand that shit.
The tissue is an issue.
The tissue is an issue. Okay, this motherfucker ran up.
Keep in mind too, going into this game 5, Rokkr 5-1 game 5s, Ultra 3-6. So.
Ultra was 3-6. You said.
Going into game 5s, yeah, and Rocker's 5-1.
Interesting. So Rokkr maybe just pretty icy, man.
They got the ice.
And you can see, man, so Minnesota's down 0-2 right now. It's going to start with Havok once again. You're going to be hearing Havok a lot, even in this last map. He's going to run up A side. He's going to find one. Insights, or Cammy's going to try and make a play. He's going to go down, and it's all going to come down to Insight. Minnesota's going to work this bomb plant. They're going to win this. And then going into the 1-2 round, this is where Havok finds 3. And I'll show you guys kind of how he does it. He does such a great job working bottom mid. There's a lot of cracks in Desert Siege. We know how this map is played. He's going to find one first blood here, looking through the wall here. Really good plays coming out of Havok. If you guys want to watch it back real quick, I'll show you guys real quick how he's able to do it because I skimmed through it a little fast. But look at the little cracks here from Havok. I'm looking through the cracks, going to find one. Desert Siege at his finest. Then he's just going to work the map. He's going to play a corner bottom mid. As long as he has bottom middle control, he kind of forces Toronto to just play towards the bomb sites. And Havok's going to make his move. It starts with Havok making a move through the window. He's going to find another one. Good plays out of him. And then I love the play from Havok here as well. You can see number 2, that's attached. He's going to put some shots down into that number 6. He's going to make the call towards Havok. And Havok's going to get aggressive on him, take him out. 3 kills coming in from Havok. And he's going to get that bomb defused. Good job coming out from Havok. And then we get into another one, the 2-3 round, the 2-2. Then Havok was able to get some streaks. He was able to get a glide bomb. So this guy just all over the map, just, I mean, put it on an absolute show. Chris, Pat, talk to me. What do you guys think? Do you think Havok's going to turn this team around? Because I feel like he's bringing. I feel like he's bringing a lot to this team. A lot.
He already has. They're winning HPs.
I'm seeing a lot of great online play, Tom. But for me personally, I just gotta see it on LAN. We had a little bit the pro-am, didn't see much out of really anyone on this team.
Yeah, that was when they didn't really have as much practice as they do now.
Unfortunately, I have to agree with Pat here.
Let's be real. Because we always, and I'm not gonna say it's all Havok, but also, I mean, you gotta think about Havok in the amateur scene. Is that Texas Nation team absolutely had his way with everyone in challengers, went to LAN and got cooked up by silly.
I disagree with you guys. Personally, I feel like most of the time, if players are performing online,
fucking Christ,
they can do it on LAN. I think
they always
can. Right. Yeah, you didn't let me finish. Though. You didn't let me finish. Sometimes there's anomalies, right, where people, I don't want to name names, but they're very good online and they go to LAN and they can't get anything.
Names.
No, but they can't
Tommy
get anything going.
When he competed, I'll be honest.
Me, good try. Yeah, multi.
I still remember Zoomaa with the Verizon Fios from New York.
Wow. Fios was nice.
Yeah, Fios was.
Hold on. Funny story, Zin. Do you remember when TJ Halley back in BO2 days was the only person in the competitive scene with Fios?
He'd walk through that door. He'd walk through that door on Plaza and just blow me to smithereens, dude.
So basically, you guys are calling Havok an onliner, is what you're saying.
I'm not.
You have to believe it's what you're saying.
That he adds,
will go first.
I think he definitely adds a lot to the Minnesota Rokkr squad as a whole, and I think they're definitely better overall as a whole with him. Their pace is a lot better, but I think the amount of effect that he has had in the maps that we have seen will not be as prominent when we move to LAN.
Interesting.
I can agree.
Well, he's not going to go 40 fucking million in 20.
I will say
maps like that don't happen often.
I will say, keep in mind, there's
I'll
players.
Just fuck myself.
Okay, fuck yourself while I talk.
Go ahead, Zinni, you wait, Pat go, let Zinni go.
Real quick, because this is something that I feel like a lot of people don't understand when they just hear this. Is you can be an onliner and still be nasty on LAN. Case in point, Kyler was probably the best online player I've ever played with in my life. Kyler being Huke, if y'all don't know who I'm talking about. He was the best online player I've ever seen. Wasn't that he suddenly just absolutely sucked on LAN. It's just his impact wasn't as high because the play style is a little different going from online to LAN. I think that's something that keep in mind. I think Havok also plays a similar style where he's hyper aggressive. And so that style tends to benefit online. It's just naturally how it works in Call of Duty, always has. Just the game slows down a little bit on.
I agree with what you're saying. I don't know how much better this Minnesota team is gonna get, but at least right now in their league matches, they definitely look a lot better. They still are relying a little too much on for example, the superstar performances. I mean, at the end of the day, bro, this was a reverse sweep. They should have lost the series.
Yeah, they were down 50 on Tuscan going to the last hill.
They should have lost. They should have lost. I think this story is mostly just this series is mostly a story of them just improving as a team and continuing to have the S&D ice because that's something they've had for a long time. Bro, they have 5-6-1 on fucking S&D game fives. These guys are disgusting at game fives. If you're gonna choose a team that's gonna actually win game fives, it's this team. So I mean, good for them. They keep their ice. They're still good at S&D. They're looking a lot better in hardpoint because they were one of the teams that, just like New York, they couldn't win one. They were terrible at it. So they're looking a lot more competitive in all facets of the game. So good on them. But
Zinni, are you done fucking yourself? Are you able to?
Yeah.
What's up, Tony? Talk to me.
No, I was just gonna say I think that online now is the closest to LAN that it's ever been. That I don't think that Havok is I don't know. It's pings are somewhat even. Back then when we had different routers and people were in Jersey versus California, online was super prominent. Obviously online to LAN is different now, but I just think it's the closest it's ever been.
We're not even arguing pings. We're just arguing the style of the game. It just
I get it, but
slow down on LAN. It's just
that's
how it always is.
No, that's not what Pat's talking about.
I think it comes down to the play style. Like you said, the first two maps he had a 0.6. and then the next 3 maps he turned up. Like,
Listen, man, internet got nothing to do with this shit. It's 4-4. Look at this. Look at the route he's taking. You don't see anybody doing this. When have you ever seen somebody take this route?
Yo, what is this, dude?
This is a good route, man. That's a good, gritty route.
Yeah, but
if I did that shit, I'd be fucking shot so
I don't know how he got there. I don't know how he got there.
Or any RCs or a Cell. Cell sits on that fucking hill and Snake's on that dirt hill. He's not getting in that spot.
To me, that looks like a premeditated like thing you would do. But or like some bot or something, bro. Like, but I mean, he fucking went rogue. Bro. But listen, no one's talking about ping schming, bro. We're talking about the lights, bro. Like, we're talking about the atmosphere. Like, look at Tommy, bro. You remember what those lights did to him? Like,
come on, why you gotta bring that up? I'm traumatized. Why you gotta bring that up, bro?
That's what it is, bro. It's the atmosphere, bro. That's what gets to people, bro. It's never the ping. It's never that, dude. It's always the atmosphere.
Get a 4 and 23 spam in the chat.
Some people get antsy, bro. Some people get antsy. Some people start to feel the pressure, right? Like,
what happened in the next 3 maps, Chris? What happened in the next 3 maps after they fixed the lights? What happened?
Bro, we ain't talking about
who was on top of the scoreboard the next 3 maps?
We ain't talking about those 3 maps.
Yeah. Donnie wasn't laughing anymore. He wasn't laughing anymore after that one. But listen, let's keep it going, man. You can see the route from Havok. That's going to open things up on that site. That's going to put him up 5-4.
Otherwise, there's a serious problem. Go back. Watch that.
You're talking about... Is this
I watched the grenade.
Let's look at this. Let's look at this real quick, man.
Because if this guy wasn't weak, we have to GA the MP40.
No, that guy, he had to be weak. He had to have been weak.
There's a couple nades that blew up over there, but it didn't look like any of them hit Standy.
Oh, yeah.
That one definitely didn't hit. That one definitely...
There's no way. Yeah, that looks like a 1 bullet.
Let's slow it down. Let's slow it down and see what the hell's going on. Let's give you 0.25. That was 1 bullet. He died in 1 bullet. He was weak. There's no way. He literally died in a bullet.
I don't know. It could have been a headshot. You never know.
Nah, 1 bullet, man. I mean, that was nuts. That was crazy.
Whoa.
But again, now Kleenex, right, is able to find one, right? He's able to find a pick. It's a 3v3 situation. Let's kind of see how this plays out. Toronto's trying to break ankles a little bit. They're trying to keep Minnesota on their toes. You can see Havok. He's going to get pushed up onto that B site. And then Toronto, again, they're just breaking toes over here.
Havok, is watching over the bomb planter?
No, so Havok doesn't fall for the breaking ankles. Look at this. So first Toronto try and break the ankles, but for some reason, something told Havok, you know what? Let me turn around. I think it's because Dylan had A. No, Dylan had A. So Preston was probably just like, yo, nobody's A. So he just turned around, and then he just booked it for this point. And just like that, he finds one, takes down Insight. I mean, that's a big 2-piece coming out of Havok. Finds
That's
2.
A game-winning 2-piece.
Game-winning. Kleenex is going to get the kill, get on the site, but with 10 seconds left to go, I mean, there's no other play he could do other than play for a kill or try and get the bomb down. Pito is going to shoot him in the back, and just like that, Valley shooting money, Alley Cat, nameless, look at nameless, look at this dumbass shooting fucking money out of this gun.
Rokkr stay flawless. They have not lost a single round on Desert Siege this entire year when they plant the bomb.
13-7. Maron. Go ahead, Allie.
So, like, this is what I was saying is I wish they would have vetoed the Desert Siege and tested their luck on Boat Cage, because it was also Minnesota Ice, obviously, because of their Game 5 records. But Toronto has 8 VODs that Minnesota Rokkr could go back and watch how they play on this map, whereas Minnesota Rokkr has only played it 3 times. They usually auto-veto it. So, like, I feel like there was also a giant, like, information gap between teams in the Game 5.
Yeah, good point. It's a very good point. We get into the next series. We got one more to go, man. We got another bounty match, another $10,000 on the line. You want to watch paint dry?
This
is to blow it up, bro.
I'd rather
This is
watch
to blow it up, bro.
This is fucking terrible to watch.
It's not bad.
LAG is in trouble.
I mean, listen, we got a Gav Hardpoint, Berlin S&D, Gav Control, Tuscan Hardpoint, Boat Cage S&D. Anything that catches your eye there, nothing too much to me. Other than, I don't know why you would play Florida on Gav anything. Just veto it. I mean, they were an AR team. But they are pretty good at Boat Cage, right? Aren't they? Like, they're an AR team in quotes, but isn't Boat Cage like a pretty good map for them? I don't have their map
I don't
counts.
think it's like, they're not like great at it, but they've played it the most. They have like, I think there's something like 7 and 6 or something like that. I don't know where the stats at exactly, but they just have a lot of reps on that map.
So I want to see something here, man. I want to go over to this P2 hill, and I just want to take a look for a second and see how long this hill was kept white from Florida. I could have sworn this hill was white for fucking 8 years, bro. All right, so you can see it's going to be Skies who gets the kill, 48 seconds. You can see the hill's still white. Hill's still white. The chilling top boat. Hill's still white. You got Awakenings pushed out green. Nobody's getting in time. No, right here, I'm yelling, get in the hill! Somebody get in the damn hill. It's still 4 dead. Still nobody. Finally, somebody gets into the hill. I know it's not like a very nitpicky thing, but like personally, I'm one of those players, man, where I feel like a lot of that time adds up. Like a lot of this, like a lot of this scrap time, like a lot of the time that you leave white at the end of the game, if you lose and you go back and you're like, wow, we could have had 10 seconds there. We could have had 20 seconds there, 15 seconds. It's like, man, we got to start jumping on these hills, man. Start jumping on and milking some of these times. But you know what? Good thing for Florida. You know, they were able to close this one out. Good map for them. Pat, we'll kick it off for you. I know you're a big Dave Patty fan. What do you think about this Florida team?
The absolute biggest Dave Patty hater. But before I talk about Florida, I want to mention that Gorillas just got to stop playing Gavitu. On P4, they are minus 378 in plus minus, meaning they have been outscored on that map by 378 points. They average 13 points a map on P4.
Yeah.
So like they just cannot get a money hill to save their life on that map.
Yeah, I used to say like this is a map they should be good at because they got a slasher and gunless, but at this point they just got to go with the sub maps because they're doing my boy Asim and Hoop dirty. Like they gotta let these guys go rogue, bro.
Let them play their game.
Their map pool is really weird. I mean, well, hold on. Also, this is their first game back with Pierce.
Yeah, it is. It's the first game.
Don't bring him back if you're gonna bring him back and be ass.
Nah, okay, I mean, Pat, you gotta give him time. No, you gotta give a little time. You gotta give a little time. You know,
what do you mean a little time?
Listen. I think thankfully
since winning Minnesota, they went 0-3 at the
No, they are getting horked. They are getting horked. They are. You're not wrong.
Bro, honestly though, these guys are
Pat's not wrong.
These guys are blessed that they won the major because if it wasn't for the major,
they would not be making chance.
Bro, they would be fucked.
Bro, honestly,
fucked.
Listen, like they just gotta break the GAs. Like, no bullshit.
No, they can't do that, Pat. They can't
the Slasher World League's got to get shocked, bro.
This was interesting, too. Florida gets a full 60 on the P4, right? Then we go into the P5. They get the kills both, but Florida never pushes. I think it was Awakening who went once, who tried to make a push towards this P5, but nobody could get towards this hill. If this was the only time Awakening right here, he's going to run outside by this boat here. He's going to get taken out by Big P. That's the only time Florida tried to make a play for this push. I think it was a good setup from LAG. They worked a lot of kills boat, and nobody from Florida can really get there. But right here, man, I mean, number 2, Dave Patty needs to jump out. Number 1's coming in. Bro, go. Somebody hit this. At least try and contest it. I mean, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? What's the point of sitting up there? If somebody just jumps down and tries to make a play on a point, you get the kill on hill, start finessing a little bit. I mean, you could contest some of this time. LAG brought this all the way back. All the way back. They got a full 60 on this P5 hill. This hill sucks. You just throw nades at it and run at it. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is get boat control. Unless I'm tripping. Do you guys think I'm being nitpicky today? Am I being nitpicky?
No, not necessarily. You're kind of just like chime.
I have a different mindset, I guess, than some players.
You're the person. You're more of like the player that's gonna be like, okay, let me take the risk and hit this hill and try to make it scrappy, rather than like, okay, let's chalk this hill but retain map control. And I think that's what Florida was trying to do. It's just like, all right, fuck, we're not gonna be able to get them off this hill without risking like having a few dead. Let's try to at least retain new bow, map control, right? That's like kind of like what they were playing. I think that's probably why they have the mentality to like on that,
it's working
second
for
hill. Yeah, it's working for them. But
they got a full 60 on the P1, so
on that second hill, you said they need to get on the hill, and it took them a while. While there was definitely time that they could have got on hill sooner, I think their kind of just mentality is like, okay, whatever I do, I should not die boat. I should not give up top boat. I should hold it and wait for somebody eventually to come up and get it. Like they're playing for the long game. You know what I mean? And I think it ends up working out for them. But if they end up doing that, right, where they have an opportunity to make a play or get some sort of hill, and then they get insta broken at like next hill, that's when these guys are fucked. But I mean, it worked. So
it worked. It was working for them. That's why it's like, it's nitpicky. It's not like that black and white. That's what I was saying. It might be a little nitpicky. But there's definitely some times,
mindset, bro.
Yeah, I have a different mindset for sure. Every player has their own, thinks differently about the game, So, it worked for them. Then we get into this last P4 here. LAG is going to get here first. And it's Florida who were able to kind of storm through the front. But LAG with a really big hold. They were able to bring this one all the way back. So really good plays coming in from LAG. It was the last P5 where Florida was just able to hold. Really good break from LAG to hold this P4. This kind of let them back into it. They're able to take the lead. But I like how Florida was able to hold this P5. They stay pushed up on the map. It starts at Reese, right? He stays all the way pushed up Cliff. You can see number 5 going all the way around the Took. Awakening was holding it from a very weird angle. This could have got a little scary if Vivid didn't turn here and pick up this kill. You can see right here who's gonna go down to Reese. That's a really big one-on-one out of Vivid.
Horrible angle.
Horrible angle from Wake. I think he didn't really have anything. You know, like the way he was looking at the pinch, it was not good. But luckily, thank God, Reese comes off spawn and he wins the one-on-one. Because if he doesn't, he's probably spawning deep and Hook's on a pinch. And they're probably not going to win this game. Awakening then goes top green. He picks up the cross, and this one's all over. See, even right here, Chris, Pat, I know there's no way you guys would like this. Big P needs to make a play for this hill. He has to. Bro, they're about to win the game. Jump down. Nah, he has to make a play. He has to make a play.
No, you said it. You said it. Give him time.
Come on.
No, wait, hold on.
Nah,
yeah,
he has to make a play,
He
dude.
definitely needs to make a play, but bro, he is
That's
dead
a
no
lot
matter
to
what.
ask,
Like,
yeah.
bro, like he may as well. He could have just put down his controller. It wouldn't have mattered. Like he was fucked. They were
yeah,
fucked
he
there.
was fucked. He was fucked. But at least try.
No, listen,
Bro, you can try. How are you gonna ever hit the history books with some of the greatest plays, best clutch plays, if you don't try? You have to at least try. And is
I
this guy?
respect that, Tommy.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you got to go for the YouTube clip. Like it is what it is.
I mean, I just don't know, bro. They win in 4 seconds. You top bow. You might as well just jump down and try and make a play. It's like
I try to buy some time.
I understand the odds are not there. I understand you're probably gonna lose anyway, but. Bro, fuck it. Go for it. Just go for it. See what you can do. I just know Crim6, if he saw that play, he'd be screaming at the top of his lungs. Crim6 hates that. At the end of the game, I know Porter's been very vocal about that, but you know, nitpicking again. I'm just nitpicking. You know, I guess I'm
Crim
just
would have been on top
here.
of the boat and he would have been like, oh, dude, fuck. And just fucking hell.
I mean, I'm definitely nitpicking a little bit.
Hot take though, Gunless was like double neg at some point during this map, and he ends 20 and 24, only goes 4 neg. The fact that this was a 20-point game and like Pierce just took a little bit to heat up, I think if he
heated up,
played at the end of the game like he did at the beginning, I think LAG win that map like disgustingly.
I actually think Big P's a really good player. I'm excited to see him back in the lineup. I think right now
one of the best fucking
he's
players
insane, dude. Gunless is good as fuck. I think you know what it is about Gunless is comms. He's just super calm in game, and he just lets you know what's going on. He's very easy to play with. And I think that's one of the main reasons they brought him back. I think he was drinking some tea today. Hopefully he's feeling all right. I saw Big P maybe drinking some tea and maybe some coffee. I don't know what it was, but you know, hopefully everything's all right with him and his health. I know he got back pretty quickly. But when we get into the S&D, man, we go into a Berlin S&D. This one goes all the way down to a round 11. This is
really? I'm taking a fucking nap, dude.
You taking a nap? No, Tony. I'm gonna skip through to the good parts. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna watch every round.
The good part. So the next map.
Honestly, the only thing I remember is the last round where this guy's defusing in the stretch position, where the guy can't even fucking see him from the staircase. They're still watching the front, like he's gonna hit it. And then they get flanked 2-piece by Reese. I'm like, dude, he's not there. Turn around. Like,
well, I want to go to the 4-4 round because obviously it's a tied game. We're getting into the second half of the game, and look at Hook. I mean, this just stems from him right off the ripperoni. He's gonna hit the middle of the map through secret. Look at the strat calls coming out from LAG. They're gonna open up secret door, and Hook is just gonna get aggressive here. He's going to get pushed into fire, and then he's going to open things up with one. He's going to find one onto Reese. And now Florida, they just have to worry about him. I mean, Hook is in the spawn. They know he's there. They start tweaking. You can see number 1 and number 3. I mean, they're not moving. Only guy here is Dave Patty trying to watch the cross. He goes down. And at this point, you're like, what do we do here? You know, Hook just made an absolute play.
Pat, what's with these online plays, bro? Like, on land, somebody is definitely watching that. Like,
I'm telling you, these matches, bro, people literally just call it, like, they just do whatever.
they did not spawn and do whatever, bro. How is nobody...
Like, yo, I'm gonna hit this.
Nobody's watching mid, like, at all. Like, they're just like, fuck secret, bro. No one's going there. Like, what?
Bro, think about it. Toronto did the exact same thing against Rokkr last series, and, like, they couldn't hit mid like that. No one is hitting secret for free in like if a team knows what they're doing.
I disagree. I could definitely see sometimes people like to stack B side because teams are rushing B. Sometimes people want to stack A.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a mind game at the end of the day.
Someone playing info.
Yeah,
like,
but it's a mind game at the end of the day though. You can't every round. You're not. Sometimes there's going to be gaps in the map. I mean, this is COD here.
I don't know, Tom. How I played, I had all my bases covered in my setup. Something was washed where I'm stacking.
You're telling me somebody's never found a gap on you, Pat, where you gotten flanked in S&D. Get the fuck out of here. Get the Ali, you see the cap that I gotta listen to over here. Get the fuck out of here.
Here's the thing. There's a difference between finding a gap you didn't know was possible and then finding the gap you already knew was possible, and they just said they fucking hit it, and you're like, oh, dude, no way, they actually did it, bro. I'm fucking livid.
And then right here, we go into the 4-5 round. Awakening finds 2. Awakening finds 2 somehow. I mean, that's a 2-piece that he should not be getting. I mean, they should have definitely traded him out. And then Reese is going to make the 1v2 clutch here. He's going to get onto this bomb. He's going to find one, takes down another one just like that. We're going into a round 11. I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. Round 11, this is going to be a good map. Then Florida just runs up the middle of the map. They just run up mid.
Hey, by the way, I think Florida is
They just ran up mid. What punish?
In round 11.
But what strat was that? What, Haggy? Let's go to you. What the fuck was this strat?
Bro,
they were feeling themselves.
Bro, they didn't even have anybody look at what is it? The A cross. They were like, "Fuck this shit. Let me hit it." Like, what?
Listen. Now y'all know why Florida are 1-6 in round 11s. They just fuck it. Let's go.
I get with trying to throw a blind counter. I understand. But that isn't a blind counter. That is a fuck it. Because like you saw, if somebody even is remotely just even staring at mid, they just get the freest kill of their fucking life.
Yeah.
Like Slasher did. Slasher was at least on the staircase watching mid broken, and he just gets the freest kills of his life.
Hey, you can see Hook and Asim doing their thing. Asim 10-8, Hook 12-6, 9-6 from Slasher, Big P 4-8. But what are you gonna do? They won the map.
And the last time we saw the Los Angeles Gorillas smile was this map. It was their only map win so far in stage 3.
Man, Pat, you didn't have to say it like that, Pat. You didn't have to say it like that.
No, they got sent to the fucking gulag, bro.
Well, then we get into the best map in Call of Duty history. We get into Gavin 2 Control. I'm gonna be honest with you. Nothing too exciting into the 2-1 round. We get into the 2-1 round. It was all defensive wins. Both Florida and LAG were able to hold off on some ticks, but it didn't really matter. We didn't see an overtime here. This was the first time, this was the first offense that a team was able to win, and it's on the 2-1 round, and we could kind of see how it was able to set up. It starts with Dave Patty. He's going to get aggressive. Pat, check that out. Dave Patty making a play, going to get a kill, get onto this site, making the heads-up play. Good plays coming out of him. Now watch this. Asim's going to get onto this point, right? And he's going to try and make a play here. He's going to go for the trade. And a grenade comes in from Hook and just takes him. Asim goes flying. Just like that, a team nade comes in.
Hold on. That was a good ass nade, though.
That was a good nade, though. That was a good nade.
Like, he's been practicing that one. Hey, I wouldn't mind that.
He's got to show me how to throw that shit.
Dude,
I have not hit the P3 nade in 4 months.
Oh, my God, dude. The team nade came in, and Hook was just team nading all day, dude. It was actually kind of funny. But the team nade comes in. The streaks come in from Skies, and it starts with the play from Dave Patty. He gets the wall bang onto Hill, gets onto that site, and Asim's forced to make a play. The team nade comes in. LAG are they're pinned in the back. They can't really do anything, and they lose the map.
Hey, Tom, guess who's the second best defensive round win percentage in Control?
I have no idea, Pat. The Florida Mutineers.
League, the second best defensive round win percentage in all of Control.
You all wise because these guys love kills, bro. So any game mode, any like situation in the game where all they have to do is turn their fucking brains off and bro. Honestly, these guys need to play Halo. No bullshit.
Yeah. I mean,
they would be nasty at Slayer.
Take a look at the scoreboard. I mean, it was Awakening just going off 25-16. Skies was 22-8. This guy only died 8 times the whole map. Also. Good plays out of him.
The Gorillas got to stop playing this map as well. Yeah, I guess
Pat, they can't chalk up every map.
They gotta chalk up Gavutu fully, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
bro, do you remember that stat where they had like never even got a tick on B on this map? Like, bro, they have the most allowed ticks on defense. They have 105 ticks on Gavutu Control have been capped against them. Like, they just gotta chalk it up. They're not a gap team.
Yo, real quick to help the snooze fest on Gavutu, what if they remove the point on B to the ring and just adjusted the defensive spawn so it's like closer to ring off the rip?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it'll make
it a little bit. You want the developers to adjust the spawns, dude. No. Good luck.
Yeah, the spawn point. They've done shit like that before. They did it on didn't they do it on like Petrograd S&D and in fucking MW?
I don't know. I mean, that's not a bad take. I mean, that map was trash too.
Move the fucking point and adjust the initial spawn, dude. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, that actually makes sense though.
It would take too much work. It would take too much work.
No. It's not a hard change. but you gotta have somebody that cares there to do it. And I
Wait,
think the IW.
What is this spot?
The changes
You
you're
ever seen
talking
this?
about.
You never
Nope,
seen this
thank you.
spot?
Nope, thank
What?
you, Dave.
How have you never seen this spot?
Lamar was
I don't
trying
know.
to jump
Victor.
into it. I think Lamar was trying to jump into it in their last match with like when he was on Seattle's match.
Thank you, Dave.
And he kept missing it. But yeah,
I love
that's
Dave
a
Patty.
godlike spot.
Dave
But
Patty's
also-
godlike, dude.
Wait, I was gonna say, Pat's a game dev now. Like he actually has some insight as to like how difficult doing something like this is, bro.
That's
so
not difficult at all. But it's the fact is that you got to have someone there that cares enough and can push it to get it done. But do you remember in IW, like we had David Mickner, he was the dev at the time who worked at IW. Like he's changed bomb sites, spawns. Like he was very active in wanting to improve the game competitively, and that's all that really takes. So
honestly, I wish we could clone Matt TTKS and just get him into like every game dev studio. That guy is the goat for game devs.
And this is kind of where Florida kind of took over a little bit. They get a lot of time in that second P2, and they were able to lock down most of this P3 as well. And this is kind of just where the bloodbath continues for LAG. I mean, they just couldn't get anything going, and they just keep getting funneled. I mean, you can see Florida, they're going to rotate early, they're going to soak up a lot of time, and then LAG gets pinned again. They get pinned on those roof spawns, and Florida's just not letting them out. Finally, LAG could finally make some noise and get in there, but I mean, there's only 15 seconds left in a point. They get them off the scrap, and Florida's rotated off to next. So Florida just staying ahead of the game, focusing on the rotations. This one was all she wrote, man. LAG couldn't get back into this one. We're looking at about a 60, 70-point lead. Not really too much to say about this. This was a Florida just smacking them on this last match.
LAG can't buy a kill, bro.
No, LAG cannot buy a kill, and I'm not
buy a win, can't buy a kill.
Yeah, they can't buy a lot of things. I'm hoping that LAG can turn it around because I like these guys. I think they're all good players, and obviously they won the major. But it's just recently, since the major, it hasn't looked good. It hasn't.
And that's what I was gonna say. I honestly feel like them winning the major was the worst case scenario for them because it got them enough points to where they have such a like good threshold that they could bomb out a major 3 and it won't really impact them that much because they're, I think they're like 5th in the standings. They have such a good gap that, they can kind of not have to play with any pressure in terms of like making changes and getting better. So I think them winning it is going to obviously keep that roster intact and they're not going to look at making more changes. But what the fuck is
and
Veli
Veli
doing?
starts shaking ass. Veli shaking ass and shit. I'm not really too sure what's going on. But you can see Nameless and Allie are laughing it up. I love it, man. Personally, chat, I love the energy on the desk. I think it's funny. I like the personality, man. I just like that they're having fun up there.
Yeah.
So that's a welly for me, man. This guy's shaking ass on the stage.
Pat, just talking about that, how like winning is the worst case scenario to happen to them for the remaining of the season. Who were we talking to on Sunday or something where we were on a conversation of like last Sunday? It was like we were on a conversation about, oh, dude, as soon as the team starts doing bad and there's hope of roster change to get me in there. Oh, it was Clay. Clay was talking about how as soon as the team starts doing bad and maybe he could squeeze his way in there, they just all of a sudden like beat a top team or win an event or something, and then they're like, oh, we're not making changes. That shit happens all the fucking time on this game, dude. It's just it's the worst.
Yeah. But let's take a look at some of the matches tomorrow. We have Paris Legion and New York Subliners going up in a bounty match once again. The first couple matches are bounty. The last 2 matches are not. So Legion versus New York Subliners, that's going to be for 10K. We got LA Thieves versus Seattle Surge. That's going to be another bounty match. And then we got Rokkr versus Florida and Boston Breach versus Atlanta FaZe. I say we go through some of these predictions.
And they don't even show up to that one, but
man,
let's get into it, Tommy.
Thank you, Pat.
Man, damn, my bad, Tony. Tony, I think you got a shot. You just gotta give it everything you got, man. Anything's possible.
Tony, I think you got a shot, but like the's also a shot that like pigs fly in the future.
I mean, listen, let's not act like FaZe has been the best team here.
Yo, Chris, that was a good one.
I mean, dude, let's not act like FaZe has been like incredible. They've been struggling a little bit. So I definitely
Bro, we're playing Vanguard, man. Like what is shocking at this point?
I really don't know. Let's go through the
LAG
fucking
winning an event.
And then Sunday we have Optic versus FaZe, correct? I'm pretty sure we have FaZe versus Optic and shit. FaZe versus Optic.
No way, dude. Pat, dude.
That's gonna be lit, man.
Pat is fucking cancer.
I told you, bro. FaZe is coming into Major 3 making statements.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think so,
Yo,
Pat?
Major 3
hold
chance,
on.
for sure.
Yo, Pat, you think there's a 0% chance we win?
Yeah, I'd probably go 0. All right, I'm gonna give you like. Whose phase is sub?
Listen,
Whose
hold
phase
on,
is sub?
hold on. Listen,
Hold on,
real quick,
man.
it's Pristini, I believe. At least it was. I
That's
think
not
it's Pristini.
right, man. That's
All
not
right, Pat.
right.
No, Pat,
Yeah,
I have a
I
deal.
would say even if like a BZ has a upset stomach and perceives
right.
something, it's still roughly 0.
All right, Pat. If we win, you take the hat off on tomorrow's show.
Dude, Zen.
What?
That's fair.
If you think
That
we
is
have
fair,
a
Pat. That
very,
is
very,
fair.
very low chance to win. So if we win,
that
that
is
hat comes
fair.
up tomorrow.
Zen,
Because
I don't think you understand. You're not winning, and whether you win or lose, which by the way, you're not winning.
Okay.
The hat's staying on Tiger haircut. It's that simple.
That's what I fucking thought.
So there might be a
No,
1%.
there's not.
There might be a
It's
1%
0.
chance, Pat.
Well,
Well, if
then
it's 0, then
zero.
just take the deal.
Yeah.
There's no way the hat comes off then.
The point is the point that
He's
I'm trying to make.
terrified
Is
to take the hat
without
off.
a haircut, I'm not taking a hat
Terrified
off.
to take the hat off.
But Zen, either way, you're not winning no more, and you know
All right,
it.
I hear you. I don't know, but I hear you. I appreciate your
And I know
Dude, let's
that
go
it's just
through the
not happening.
predictions. Let's go through the predictions, man. We got Paris versus New York. I got New York. Paris are not good right now, dude. They are terrible. I'm sorry, but they are just so bad right.
Wait, who?
Okay, they've been terrible, but dude, Paris, they're so.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I sent Donnie a voice message yesterday. I hopped back on the controller yesterday. I was playing rank play, dropping 60. I'm like, Don, dude, pick me up. You might need to pick me up, man, because right now I don't know what's going on with Paris. They do not look good at all. Not a fan with the way they've been playing, man. So I got New York every day of the week. Then the next series, we got Thieves versus Seattle. I have no idea what's going to happen in this one. I'll probably go Thieves for this.
That's a weird one because Seattle obviously is like they're
both
Seattle's
up and
like
down.
the weirdest team to predict.
They're both, but so is LA Thieves. They both have good ceilings. They're both really good teams when they want to be. You just don't know what we're gonna get. We don't know what the hell's gonna happen tomorrow. And then we got Minnesota Rokkr going up against Florida. I personally have Minnesota in this one. Bro, Havok is just changing the whole culture of that team. I think Havok was a great pickup. I think he's bringing a lot to the table. So I got Minnesota in that one. But Florida's been playing a lot better as well. So I'm excited to see that one. And then I got FaZe against Boston tomorrow. I got FaZe. That's my
Wait,
picks.
you don't have Boston? Was any in here? That's crazy.
I mean, I don't think it's a 0% chance that Boston is can't win.
Yo, Zinni, that's crazy. Tom really did switch up on you, bro.
No,
You want to know why?
Listen,
I think
it's
trolling.
all
I'm
good.
trolling.
I get
trolling,
it.
Tom.
Listen, I'm an open-minded guy, man. I'm all for it. This entire call is gonna predict FaZe. I already know it. No,
Well,
no
Zinni
harm done.
Zinni
it's
for
not
the
like we're
Winnie, bro.
doing that
Like,
for
what are
no
you saying?
reason.
No, I know.
Just to bring up some statistics
I'm not upset.
for us.
I agree
FaZe
with you.
currently this
If
year
I-
3-0
if-
against the Breach.
If I wasn't on
9-1
Boston
in
Breach,
map
I
count.
would pick FaZe. So I'm
And
not
in that-
delusional.
And in those 3 series, Zen is averaging a 0.6 chat.
Jesus
Am I?
Christ. What?
Wait, am I?
No way Zinni's going to start kill horror
Wait,
tomorrow.
wait,
after
wait,
hearing
wait,
that.
hold on, wait. I'm averaging a 0.6 versus FaZe in 3 series?
Yeah, that you're 1 in 9 map
Jesus.
count against them, man.
Jesus. All right.
But it's not. Hey, to make you feel better,
I'm going top boat tomorrow.
but to make you feel better, all your team is pretty close, so it's not like it.
I'm
Hey,
going top fucking boat tomorrow.
well, now FaZe is gonna veto
Why is
Gav.
Belly in the chat gassing it up?
Well, now
He
FaZe
knows.
is gonna
Why
veto
the fuck is
Gav.
Belly in the chat gassing it
No,
up?
I
'Cause
got
he
a model.
knows.
Let me mod Valley. I'm mod. But Pat, go ahead with your predictions, and we'll go
call
to
you
you,
Ben
Chris,
Simmons.
and then Ali. We'll end it with you on your predictions. Go ahead, Pat. Go ahead.
I got Subliners, of course, beating out the Legion. I got the Thieves beating the Surge. I'm gonna go with the Mutineers somehow winning the marquee match against the Rokkr. And I got FaZe setting the absolute ground speed record for a CDL broadcast last match of the day. 27 minutes, 10 seconds for
Damn.
3-0.
Damn, son. All right, Chris, go ahead. What do you got?
I got absolutely nobody winning the first match because that is about to be.
That's gonna be a snoozer, dude.
But yeah, no. But seriously, we got New York. We definitely got New York there, and then we got the Thieves. We're beating the Surge. We got. I think Florida are going to beat Rokkr here. I think Florida's got way too much slam power that Rokkr is not going to be able to keep up with. And then we got to say the Atlanta FaZe, bro. Like, I'm sorry.
Listen, there's
Damn,
no need
bro.
to apologize,
Yeah,
man.
bro,
Just
bro.
get-
What?
get your
Yeah,
predictions
Tony.
out.
Why is
What am I,
everybody?
a fucking
Bro,
pussy?
Tony. Why is everybody always gonna say I'm sorry? This and that.
It's all good.
Bro,
I
bro,
get it.
you know,
I get it, man. It's
It
all
is
right.
what it is, man. It is what it is.
Listen, I remember Crimsick specifically saying, "Are you an AR or are you a pussy?" So
He did say
I don't
that.
know.
He did
No, I
say
said a
that.
bitch.
or a bitch.
Get
Sorry.
your verbiage right.
Yeah, it's been a while.
All right, Ali, we'll end it with you. I mean, Tony, we can get your predictions, but I don't know if you want to do it. But Ali, go ahead. Get your predictions for the tomorrow.
New York versus Paris. I have New York winning it. I think it could be a more interesting series than we're leading it on to be honest.
I think Paris is going to get shit on.
Really? I think it depends on what John we get, to be honest. But I definitely think New York's going to win it, like, regardless. LA Thieves versus Seattle. I'm actually going to go Seattle here only because I feel like I know what I'm going to... I feel like Sib, for one, is going to have a field day. And I feel like in the likes of Mac and Pred, like, Mac going 8-31 is just, like, not, like, statistically reasonable to happen again. And LA Thieves with Kenny on a sub, I don't know. It's just so back and forth. I think Seattle's just... knock on wood, too good of a team to let that happen. And Florida Mutineers versus Minnesota Rokkr, 100%. Florida pisses me off. And Boston Breach versus Atlanta. I mean, I have to go Atlanta, but
Wow, even you.
Oh, really?
I expected it from them, but from you is next level.
Nah,
That's
shut
all
your
right.
mouth. I thought you weren't a pussy.
I'm just kidding.
I thought you weren't a pussy.
I'm gassing it up.
Tony, give your predictions.
I don't think Pat's stat is right, though.
It's not right.
Pat, did you pull that stat out of your ass?
He pulled it out of his ass.
Where are the Ben stats, bro? I need the Ben stat.
I'm looking it up.
They're 3-0 versus Breach, 9-1 map count.
Yeah, but I think you made my personal statistics up.
I meant his personal
I mean, I rounded. Like,
no fucking way.
No way.
Wait, you rounded it. So
No. Here's a 0.92 overall in this series, a 0.98 in this one. So unless he absolutely got horked, 0.76. So there's
he had like a 0.8. You had a 0.8. You had a 0.8, Tony.
Wait, that's not how we do averages.
Wait, Pat, so you rounded down 2 points, bro. You rounded down.
That's not how we do averages, guys. You don't add up the specific KDs and average them. You got to add up all the kills and all the deaths and then see what the average is.
That is true. He is right there.
That is right, but is that what you did? I don't think that's what you did.
I didn't do that shit.
Listen, I didn't look at it. I just guessed. And hey, it sounds like I was pretty close.
Guess.
All right, time for my predictions.
Yeah, go ahead. Give us your predictions.
All right. New York, Thieves, Rokkr, Boston Breach.
Thank you so much for your predictions, Tony. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. Before we go anywhere, I just want to bring up some tweets. I will say
Thieves, Seattle's a toss-up. That's like a 50-50. I actually have no idea.
Before we go anywhere, I want to bring up some tweets of the day. First tweet coming in hot from Priesta, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. You can see Toronto Ultra a day or two ago. This was 4 days ago. Calling Priesta a burger on the timeline to Minnesota Rokkr's face. They put him in this little meme here. They were calling him a burger, and you can see Preston coming out hot today and shutting up the Toronto Ultra. So really good plays coming in from Mr. P.
Jesus Christ.
To be fair, the date that tweet was posted, that's literally a true meme. The date that was posted.
Doesn't matter, bro. It's all about the bounce back.
Man, it's all about the bounce back, man. And then we're going to go into the Minnesota Rokkr, and I just really like this one, man. This one made me laugh. Let's tune in. This one made me laugh.
With $0. Open your case. There it is there. I am so sorry.
Dude, that was a really good tweet for the Rokkr. I was a big fan of that one. But, yeah, good tweets coming in today. Sometimes there's some pretty good banter going on. But, listen, man, that's going to do it for us. I want to give a huge shout-out to Alley Cat and Zinni for coming on. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the show. We all really appreciate it. I'm sure everybody enjoyed. Let's get a Winnie and a Wally in the chat. Make sure to show them some love. Chris and Pat, you guys are the fucking goats. Fucking love y'all. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, go to anchor.fm/theflank to check out all the audio sites that we're on. And go to @theflank on Twitter, man. Gersh doing a phenomenal job running socials. So make sure to go show Gersh some love and go follow The Flank, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a watch party. We'll be live with The Flank after the matches as usual. And I'll see you guys in the live stream tomorrow, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Brush your hair. And as always, have a good fucking day. Goodbye, guys.